to the VIP. This is London. Let's go through the details. We have a bit of a drop on Bitcoin. Dogecoin is looking like it's trying to pull back up. We're going to go through NEAR, which has had some nice price action. Brand new trading day. Welcome. This is London. We're going to go through the details on TA. Yesterday, I brought two VIP. Want to shout out to all the VIP level members, Kyber Networks. Just so that you know, VIP is our top level of membership. Want to shout out and say hello to Frankie, who is our new VIP from last night. Guys, if you're not in VIP, you are missing out. Look at the day's action on yesterday. Look at this, guys. In terms of Kyber, brought it to the VIP. There was an indicated, just so we know, guys, an indicated move. Look at this, guys, 32%. That was right at a 100% trade on a 3L. Right at a 100% trade on a 3L. Looking at the diagnostics really quickly, just to let you know why I brought it to VIP. I'm always trying to up the trade game of the guys in the back. In terms of Kyber, just so that we know, we were looking at a repeat of a preceding falling wedge. Bam, move to the upside. Hugely indicated by the preceding move here. Bam, move to the upside. We had another falling wedge and boom, to the upside. If you guys are not VIP yet, you are missing out. I want to let you guys know there's no reason in the world for you not to join. Whoever you are, whatever you think, maybe I can't do VIP this year, or maybe not right now, or maybe we messed up in the past, whatever it was, either you or me, I want to let you guys know there's no reason to miss out on these trades. Every day we have shown up with a trade of over 50% for our VIP. Guys, in terms of possible trades, and these are not just across the board. Here's 15, 20, 30 trades to look at. Now, these are solidly indicated trades. So that was a huge trade for VIP. Kyber Networks, way to go. KNC in the house. Good to see that for all the VIP. Hope you guys are doing well. Shout out in the chats. Let me know that you're here with a like. I don't know that you're a robot or that you're a person. So hit the like button, and I know that you're a person, and we can keep streaming. What's going on, guys? That's a simple request, okay? As we get a lot of spam, so I really don't know the difference. In terms of BTC, we'll look at BTC real quickly, okay? We've done the colors just a bit differently, but it's essentially the same, guys. Added a little blue to the black background. You guys know, former financial professional, not financial advice, okay? As we look at the BTC challenge right now, as you look at it, we have the entirety of the pricing trend, okay? That's prior support. Copy that. As we would look at the prior support to resistance, it has come into play multiple times. We've been trying to hold on the daily. You guys know we wanted to hold this specific line, at least this 100, okay? We capitulated past the specific. Let me clean these lines up just a bit in here. A little bit of the indicators below, I think, are in order in terms of MACD. Momentum has been dropping. I've been mentioning that in the back without being over-reliant on it. That MACD momentum is dropping. We do not want that to cross negative, but it's close, guys. We don't want that to swing negatively here in terms of the MACD, but it may be, it looks like it's in the process of doing that unless we get a kick to the upside, guys. So in terms of this, definitely trading on Fibonacci's. You guys know we are big on hitting your targets, buy at support, sell at resistance, trade your patterns, and hit your targets, and always with heavy cash reserves. You guys know the name of the game. In terms of this specific orange line, the 100 exponential moving average, big time deal, guys. We have confirmed off of that and down. Not what we wanted to occur on the daily. We thought we could pick up in this zone, not relying on it, not indicating a trade, by the way, okay, so that people know in the back. I've been very straightforward with VIP, letting them know there's not a trade indicated. We're waiting for some additional either target pickups at the lower levels, or a pattern formation. You guys know that this specific line of prior resistance to support, right, was a key feature for us to pick up on in terms of maintaining that upward trajectory. Would have been very nice, and would have also gotten us up and over that specific prior level of support to resistance, okay? So in the entirety of your trade game, let's take a look at Doge real quickly. Doge was so cool last night. You guys know Doge was just rocking last night. If you guys missed our stream, it was just awesome. I want to show you guys what Doge did last night in, let's say, Doge Cyber Rodeo. It's just cool enough. I want to show you guys. It pertains to, as you guys know, it pertains to crypto. Check this out. And that is Doge over Austin. Okay, so that's a big deal, guys. So that Doge. Very cool. I wanted just to show you guys. If you missed the stream last night, it's the type of thing that we would pay attention to. If it were literally Ethereum, we would pay attention to it. If it were any coin, we would pay attention to it, much less there at the new Gigafactory in Austin, Texas. Very cool. As we look at the technicals on Doge, we have received a nice hit on that 50% retracement. Want to shout out to Frankie. Frankie, brother, how are you? So great to have you in the back. Looking forward to seeing how you develop over the next 6 to 12 months. It's not an overnight success. deal. Just dig in and make yourself comfortable in terms of the charts. Just give it some time in terms of your level of patience. We appreciate that. Is probably a good indication you're going to do well. So looking at Doge currently at 14.2 cents. Looking at this specific trend line, we wanted to maintain that trend line. We're still technically on a level of the Fibonacci. Kind of a backstop here. Could catch still and try and maintain that specific trend line. However, we have breached the primary trend line. The secondary trend line would be in this level. Just to let you know, we would have kind of a secondary, I'd say more of a near trend line in this level. Okay, from this specific level of support to support. So we're definitely watching that as it has gotten picked up on. That would be a catch for the primary trend line from the low to the high. Pardon me. Looking at that at the entirety of the range. Let's take a look at the market real quick. It looks like Kyber is trying to pick up a bit. Also, VIP have a few patterns in the back. I'm just so excited to be able to bring you guys this falling wedge on Kyber. Just really took off, guys. 20% in the money when everything else is down. That's just been the story of the week. You guys know this. It has been the story of the week. Appreciate you guys streaming in, and please hit the like button if you are paying attention and you're a human being. I'd like to know that instead of just a robot in the room. I would like to know that. What's up, David? Nice to see you, brother. David, hope everything is well. Hello, David. Hope everything is going good. We're looking forward to having you and the other subscribers, chat with us. Let us know what's going on. You'll see a VIP badge next to me. When you decide to join our VIP to get exclusive access to some of these incredible moves, like yesterday, Kyber. I brought that to VIP during this move, during the formation of that specific falling wedge, and it was just hugely indicated. So if you trade, that's the one requirement we ask, is that you be ready to beat the market. That's what we want. Or people, it doesn't matter, white collar, blue collar, new collar, as they say, it doesn't matter, guys, new or old collar, as long as you want to beat the market. We'd love to have you join our VIP group. You are officially invited. So thank you for shouting out. David, you're officially welcome to join our VIP. Now, I want to talk real quickly about a few different items today. I think it will benefit you. I hope it benefits you, particularly, specifically. Guys, as I look at the market right now, I've done some due diligence on other channels, other trading networks, etc. I want to let you guys know something very important. I've noticed that there is this phenomenon going on now where people have been trading Bitcoin very aggressively and very heavily up in these regions, getting you and other people to trade heavily up in this region on Bitcoin. Please pay attention to this, guys. Those same people who just capitulated at these levels lost Bitcoin, lost money for tens of thousands of people, etc. Guys, I'm looking at all the major channels right now, okay? This is not us. What did they say now? Now they're turning around saying, oh, why don't you guys hold your Bitcoin, never sell your Bitcoin. I can't believe what I continue to see in the space is just unbelievable, guys, and I have to comment on it. That's not this place. We focus on value acquisitions. Look at your 4-hourly chart. 4-hourly chart, we are the low, period. Okay, so in terms of hyping people up to trade into, overexpose themselves in terms of their capital position, that is not us, okay? And I just find it unbelievable, and it's just brought up the notion to me in 2022. I want this group to be free of trolls. I'm going to say that in terms of however that would apply to the internet. What that applies to is the following: people who want to scope by, check out what our opinions are, and then scope out somewhere else and check out what those opinions are. Guys, if you cannot read the writing on the wall, if you cannot literally look at someone who has been trading or someone who's doing something one way and then turning around and literally telling you something completely the opposite after you've lost the opportunity to get and hold a position on Bitcoin, I don't know what to say to you. You don't belong here, bottom line. And you probably don't belong in crypto, I'll tell you that. Nor do the people who are doing that to their followers. Just really sincerely said to you for your own benefit. I do believe in the market, guys. So in terms of like trolls, like people, I just want to let you know, VIP is not for trolls. It's not for people who want to stop shop and be in the back with another 100% trade tomorrow or the next day, etc. No, VIP is for people who want to better their trade game, period. Bull flag, knowing what it is, knowing how to trade it, knowing the ins and outs, the levels below, knowing your risk to reward ratio. I want to shout out, what's up, Frankie, my man in the house. Frankie in the house, what's up? I'm so excited to have you in VIP, brother, and can't wait to see what all you do walking through the back here is just a special place for us. It's for people who want to win. It's not another stop. I'm going to tell you guys, I brought this Kyber. Bam. The one above is before it broke out. Bam. That was my feature coin for the day. That's a 100% trade. How many days this week have we shown up with big green, mean green on the screen? Okay, in terms of Kyber, Celos, Ball, Doge, 4 days over between a 50%, I say between a 50% and 100% in the back room. I'd say almost every day this week we have shown up from Monday through today with a literal, guys, with a literal on 3L, 5L with a 50% to 100% trade. We are not the next shop for you to check out an opinion to see if you agree or not. If that's what you want, roll. And I don't care if you're in the, I say that to anyone who wants to be in the back or is in the back. That's not what we are. I'm very, very serious about developing trade games for individual. Okay, I'm a former financial professional. Okay, and I like a professional environment. It doesn't have to be stuffy at all. We have a great time. Yeah, we don't just shop around what's popular now. Let's all go lose some money. That's not the idea. We're always into, as you guys look at BTC, we're always into framing things in terms of value, lower acquisitions, right, occur with heavier amounts of reserve cash, period. It's not this fanciful game where I'm going to invite everyone to go into big leverage positions right here and then boom, oh well, by the way, everyone make sure you hold your Bitcoin. You're never supposed to sell it. Just unbelievable, guys, what I've seen and I continue to see in the space. And I just think that there should be some kind of guide, at least not me, but some sort of a guidance panel or something. I have no idea, guys, but when you see that kind of stuff, I'm like, what are they, what is going on? And I review things at times, and every time, I'm going to say the majority of the time, 8 to 10 out of times that I review something, it makes me sick, right? So if you guys are one of the guys that are a stop shop, you want to look into and check in if you agree with my technicals, sayonara, adios, hasta luego, ciao. Get on and get. That's it. We do not have to be accommodating to trolls who want to just find the most recent idea and hot idea. That's not it, guys. We focus on the fundamentals of technical analysis, okay? The fundamentals of technical analysis is applied to the crypto market. That's what we literally hang our hat on. Shout out to Angel on top. Invested in Bitcoin since $7.79. You don't find a guy like that who invested at $7.79 at the top of a channel and interacting and very, very active with me and very active with the channel when he has time. You don't find that everywhere, guys. It's just a bunch of trash around in the overall space, and I'm just very excited for what we do have, because the guys in the back right now, they're not trolls. They're not part of this group and that group, and maybe they'll check this out and that out and just ignoring when people insult their intelligence. If you haven't had your intelligence insulted enough by going to look at the next hot shop opinion, come on, man. It's a dangerous mindset. It's unbelievable that it exists out there. So very happy to have this group. And I just say these types of things when I see, like Frankie joined last night. We've had Craig joined prior there too. We've got some really solid guys in the back looking to definitely advance their understanding and not just go with the latest opinion idea that's really great, right? We focus on building that infrastructure in terms of just I'd say that dynamic of fundamentals of technical analysis. So that's my 2 to 3 minutes just kind of rant on that, just to let you guys know it's a real deal. You can't be duplicitous, waste people's money, and then turn around and tell them, oh, by the way, hold. Oh my gosh, just unbelievable, guys. So I'm looking forward to applying consistently, as we do here, solid technical analysis. Bottom line, you guys know. Shout out to Torque. I know that Torque in the house. What do we got here? And Sean, what's up? Hey guys, I am getting destroyed. What's the deal for VIP? I can't take holding anymore. I have to build my account back up. What's up, Sean? Brother, we'd like you to join. It's real easy. Just hit the button and VIP in the back. What we'll do is we will focus on the fundamentals of technical analysis. I'll tell you, it's not an overnight instantaneous solution, but I will tell you it is the long-term solution. It is the solution, and just listen if you can. It's the same solution that's been around since 1922, and I tell you, I don't like accounting. I'm not an accounting buff. I don't like accounting. I don't enjoy any aspect of it. When we look at finance, it's not my, I don't wake up man, I love finance. I love the markets. We love the markets. So we focus on New York Institute of Finance. We focus on the actual answers to what does this pattern mean? technically speaking, from like New York Institute of Finance. We just it's we go by the book. We're a by the book kind of club. As we would look at the Fibonacci's, always with heavy reserve capital, bam, down below. And what I tell people is, it's $100 a month. We make sure that you want to be in the group, that you belong in the group, and that you want to beat the market. We also don't want anyone in the group that's trading on rent money. We just don't. There are people in crypto that are on their last leg that have heard the latest pipe dream of and I see it all the time, guys. But it happens, and so the times to be involved, levels of support, resistance, yes, targets, lower targets. We focus on those as a group, and we just have the right kind of group in the back, just to let you know, Sean. So we would love to have you join today, just to rock it out and say yes, just give it a try. I normally tell people, like, you have to think about this. If you spent $1,200 in a year on VIP, just to look at that, like, are you kidding me? If you could reverse, what if you could get 20% to 30% more of your trades to work out? What if you get like 30 to 40% or 50% more of your trades to work out? And that's not a guarantee, but if you apply the fundamentals and spend time with the market, just talk to some of the guys in the back when you get in the back, and you'll start to see, like, this is a legit deal, and it's not with a promise made that you'll increase your percentage trades. I'm not that kind of guy. I won't be that kind of guy. It's going to be up to you in terms of your application of the fundamentals and technical analysis. It's not anything. You're spending enough time in the market already. That's the thing. You're spending enough time in the market already, I guarantee you, and it's just with the wrong focus. So we try and bridge that focus. We try and narrow it into, I'd say, the aspects that make the most sense in the long term. So it's not a quick fix, but it is part of the answer. Okay, so that's what we would definitely say. And let's see, not real money, but definitely have blown it up since December. Kept buying dips and not selling rips. Hey, sounded good there. Well, Sean, I welcome you to join VIP. We are having members join all the time, and you are welcome to join. You would fit right into the back. So, and it's, part of it is, let me say this, there's two aspects to VIP, just as you guys know this, and it's not a sales pitch the entirety of the time, but I want you guys to look at this as well in terms of your own trade technique as we watch BTC capitulating down through this line of attempted resistance to support, right? The key feature that we would look in VIP, half the time I spend a lot of time, I'll say this, in terms of finding the next trade for everybody. Like yesterday, we found Kyber within the last, say, 24, 48, 72 hours, right? In terms of Kyber, just look at this chart. Bam. You certainly wanted to be a part of that. Whether or not you chose to do it or not, it would have been nice for you to have that highlighted to you, literally in a back room, like I highlighted it to the VIP before it decided to take off, right? So in terms of that, and walking through the price action there's one before this in terms of that breakout. We caught it before, right? So in terms of that, I spend half of my time, and I want you guys just to kind of focus on these details. We'll get to the details on that in a minute. In terms of the approach that I take, is the following, right? Is getting spending half of my time, I say, with VIP trying to find a next trade, right? And then the other half of the time, I try and spend it developing TA, right? Developing the framework of TA so that people can digest it better, so people understand TA better. So we go over some of the rules, we go over some of the actual, I say, institutionally recognized. I hate to say institutionally recognized. It sounds boring, right? But I'm talking about, like, what are the guys on JP Morgan desk? What are they trading? What are they using as their where does Wall Street go to school? Like, I want their book. I have their book, right? I want to go to class where maybe they went to class. You don't have to go to class, but, like, give me the answers to their test questions. Let me just make sure I understand the framework that, like, is being floated around in terms of the proper strategy, etc. Like, you don't have to, and that's the good thing about VIP. They know this. It's like, you don't have to believe me. Right? If you have a different opinion in the back with anything, you let me know. Let's run it through the mill in terms of the real technicals, in terms of the real answers in the back, and we just try and really focus on that. We've had a lot of success, for sure. Let's see, TP, yeah, stop loss, take profit, trades, ideas for VIP then. Yeah, and half the time, just to explain that, what I do in terms of Kyber, let me try and, it's just a ways up here in terms of Kyber. I don't want to rail past it in terms of Kyber. I know I've got it on my cell phone here, but we're constantly going through the specific charts. Kyber was the one that I looked at literally. What did I look at, guys? And VIP know this. You could just ask them. But looking at, like, flags that are failing, etc. Kyber was starting to go here. Now, there's a picture of this beforehand on Kyber. This was as early as I got into Kyber because the preceding falling wedge here, boom, boom. Now, I spend half of my time, right, about half of my time with VIP trying to deliver maybe trades, right, and we all do. Just shout out to Slim. Slim is much of the opinion that it's kind of a group effort in the back. He brought up, what did he bring up? A few of them, few nice ones. Cello earlier on with some of the guys brought up Cello. I featured Cello. Then the next morning when I featured it in the back, I do private videos. That next day, it went up 20% plus. I think it was a nice day on Cello. In terms of Kyber, you just see Kyber the way it has worked out. And the thing is, not all of them are going to work out. That's not the goal. Every single trade has to work out. But when I look through 200 or 300 coins, I'm going to find the best pattern, guys. You might as well, if you have the trade set up to allow that. There may be some things that I could get through the, I don't know, guys. I've been doing this for a long time. For some reason, guys, I don't know why. When I was in high school, I literally had a copy of the Fundamentals of Technical Analysis, okay, from the New York Institute of Finance. Okay, a dude in college that was going to college, he literally, I asked him what he was trading on the back of the Wall Street Journal, and he's like, we trade, we trade these stocks. And I was like, wow, that's what I want to do. And he said, he's like, here, you need this book. And he gave me the name of John J. Murphy's book, New York Institute of Finance. I read that thing throughout the entirety of high school, literally the cover off. Okay, so in terms of like 4 or 5 times I read that book, it's like a 500 or 600 page book, right? So I've been at this for a long time. All right, I love TA. I love the advantage that it gives the traders, and you're just not going to find it doesn't have to, I'll say this as well. It doesn't have to be the New York Institute of Finance. That's just a book. You just buy it on Amazon. It just says published by in the beginning. So it sounds real formalized, but it's just a book. It's just the book that the traders use in Wall Street. It's where they go to school, literally. It's a weekend or a 4-week class on TA or whatever it is. They go there. So we pay attention to it. It's just really, really, really easy. And I want to shout out to Pathfinder. Hope Pathfinder is doing well. I have updated the badges in here. You'll see, Sean, right now that you have a VIP badge next to you. So I'm actually thinking of right now changing the setup because the base campers right now have just solidified themselves. It's like they're in base camp. They don't want to move. So you guys can borrow a badge for a minute in terms of VIP, but we're really looking on changing the framework here because I want you guys to step up. I don't want you guys to just hop around this and that, get wrong opinions, half from this station, maybe from the other station, and that's it. And then, you have a bad year. If you're with Basecamp, you're even affiliated with us, I want you guys to do well. And the idea for Basecamp was not to step in and just maybe in 6 months or a year or 2 years someone decide to upgrade to VIP. It was maybe a month, right? Maybe a small amount of time. So we're going to get to know you guys Basecamp much differently, and I appreciate you shouting out because you look good with a VIP badge next to you, don't you? It's just nice. That looks good. That's the way that things need to look. So just a little bit of a talk while I, because I did run through some of the others. And guys, I tell you, when I do it, it just makes me sick. Every time I say it, it makes me sick. Looking and reviewing some of the trades that some of these major shows were doing, and leading hundreds of thousands of people into the trade on leverage, etc. And then they sold their position out. This is what I found. I just found this. It makes me sick to find this stuff, guys. Then after the trade was closed, they told everybody to never sell your Bitcoin. I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, who would go watch anything like that? Every time I look at it, I interact with Angel at the time, and it was just like, it's a bunch of dodo birds. And shout out to Angel, that's his terminology. They're just dodo birds, and it's like you literally have to want to insult your own intelligence to be a part of something like that. That's not fun when it comes with a monetary, hooks into it the way that it does. So I'm not a fan of that, guys. I'll never be a fan of that, and I won't trash talk. Okay, that's not the goal here in terms of trash talking another creator. I won't do that, and I will appreciate the fact that it's difficult to create in the space, trade at the same time, have a life. It's not easy to do all of those components. I say equally, but you're not going to find us ever saying just be overexposed, go all in. You're not going to find that. You're always going to, find, like on Doge. I'm going to use Doge as an example because it's a beautiful example. Okay, we have literally VIP that know that during the top of this feature, and we went over the price action last night. Like, it's one thing to say it's going to the moon. Well, it goes to the moon. It sure does. It goes up. What? It's going to go up. what is it, 700%. Sure, it's going to go up 700%, but then it's going to go down 60% in what is that, 7 days. So it's going to go up 400%, that you're going to lose 60% of it. Then it's going to go up, just so that you know, just everyone wants to go up. Sure, yeah, it's going to go up another 375%. Then it's going to go down, okay, 70%. So you're going to lose 60, 70% just right and left, right? From this position here, I want you guys to remember this, and we have a VIP Pathfinder. He's the greatest in terms of just a spokesman on this. He's not a spokesman, but check this out, guys. From this time frame, me telling you guys, heavy reserve cash for the lower levels. The lower levels, right? Stacking cash at the lower levels. And he literally knows. His story to me, he said this. He says, I know that when you said the 86%, that this could retrace 86%, and I have this, shout out to Pathfinder. What's up, brother? You and I know this is to be the truth. When I literally told people to reserve heavy reserve capital for the 86% retracement. Look at this, guys. Now, I'll just tell you, you don't have to ask me at all. Pathfinder is around. Appreciate the subscription there. Nice subscription. We do have that on as well. I want to know kind of how we're doing with the algorithm, who all comes into play. It looks like, Doug, you just decided to subscribe. Very nice. We also have a trade group. I'm going through the specifics on our trade group in the background, just trying to help the community right now. Honestly, I want to bring the guys together that want to beat the market. Our VIP is the top shelf membership, and I should say, if you got into it and didn't like it, I'd be very surprised, but you can always quit if you'd like to. I'm right now going over the fact that I've never had anyone tell me, well, I don't like it. That's most of the time, if someone's busy or someone decides to follow or troll along and wants our opinions and everyone else's, go for the other opinions, guys. I was just commenting on how awful they were, literally just lying to people's faces and breaking them out of a trade, having them all lose money, and then telling them, oh, by the way, don't ever sell your Bitcoin. Like, what the heck, dudes? Like, absolutely, you guys should be upset. I mean, you should look at this stuff. It's upsetting, guys. All right, so we have a small community, the right community. We're excited about it. During this time frame in Dogecoin, you guys know, heavy reserve capital for the 86% retracement, quote unquote, right here. Bam. What if we hit the 86% retracement? Who's a VIP? Pathfinder. He absolutely knows that I've said that, and I said that in this area up in this, guys, up towards the top, literally as we were drawing out Fibonacci's, right? So he knows that statement was there in terms of heavy reserve capital. Also, before Saturday Night Live, you guys remember that debacle, right? Boom, move to the downside. Big move to the downside, right? What we would say is, I was also there saying, make sure that you can double and triple down at your lower levels of the Fibonacci, period, right? Make sure that you have enough cash scheduled in at the lower levels of the Fibonacci's, covering, double, triple down, etc., compounding down at lower levels. So this is just, that's who we are, okay? And it's not that we don't want to trade something to the upside. Give us a bull pattern. Watch the guys in the back hammer into something on the upside, right? Watch the VIP start to hammer into things, okay? Big time. I want to shout out to Angel, number one VIP in the top right corner, $58,000 in total contributions. Appreciate that, and just lets me know you're doing well, Angel, my man. And to cover back through Kyber. So, Doug, you're welcome to join our group. Just to let you know, Kyber is a coin that I brought just 2-3 days ago, and I do have a specific breakout prior heretofore with the VIP. You do get those signals in the back, and guys, we just want to help you beat the market. Okay, part of that is focusing on TA. Period. You got to focus on TA, proper TA. So looking at that in the back, that was a crucial pattern to identify, and that's what I spent. So Sean, back to, and a long story short, what I do is I spent about half the time. That was the specific move I brought, and bam, moved to the upside. Very, very nicely done, right? Very nicely done. Well over 20% move since that point in breakout, 25% in a red market, guys. That's the deal. People don't appreciate that. The market is red. The whole market was red yesterday. Kyber's up 25%. Boom. You guys take a look at the overall entirety of this Kyber chart. I mean, that's not interesting. That's a chart, guys. That's like one of the top movers in crypto right now. Very impressive, right? So we have quite a few of those we do focus on, but half of my time in the back with VIP is spent on, just so that you know, finding coins, finding trades. The other half the time is spent on trying to do kind of personal development. To let you guys know, I started off when I was, in let me just say this. I started off teaching alpha trading, okay? Alpha traders, right? Trading alpha. Alpha is the percentage by which you beat the market. Say, like, what does that mean? You book your trade. No, while the market is red, you're green. Bam. That's beating the market, guys. Doing that for like 3 or 4 days in a row this week. Every week, every day of this week, we've shown up. And we've had heavy trades to the upside. It's been a down week. I know that you guys know that, but between Doge, between Balancier, BAL, between, Balancier is another one. NEAR is another one that we focused on in the back. It's just been consistently trying to print green amidst the red. That's not easy, guys. That's not easy. That's alpha. So to the extent that we can do that every week, and that's, we're going to have to do that next week, I'm going to let you know the market's not easy. So I spend half the time looking for new trades. I spend the other half the time making sure that people in the back know what we're doing. Okay, reviewing the framework of TA, reviewing what I know to be extremely beneficial in the market, which is the right answers to the TA. Not not what this latest Google video says or YouTube video says about this. There's 50,000 views, or there's 2 million views on this one. Say there's 2 million views on one technical YouTube video. This is the right answer. No, guys, you think 2 million people are going to get it right? I have to ask you that question. When you see something on YouTube and 2 million people saw this one, oh man, this is the right answer. I'm plugged in now. I'm focused, laser focused on this. Do you honestly think that 2 million people are going to get it right? The answer is absolutely not, guys. Unfortunately, 2 million people aren't the ones that are getting the market right. It's a small percentage of the group that is operating, of the traders. I know Angel right now is cracking up. He's probably laughing because no, the 200 million people aren't supposed to get it right. All right, so when you go and you search for the right TA on YouTube and, oh, this must be it. Guys, I'm telling you, if you leave now upset, maybe you have your own YouTube station, I have to tell you, it's not in the numbers, guys. If it were in the numbers, it wouldn't be the market, okay? It's not commonly understood and shared like aptitude, what we call advantageous like information is shared freely and dispersed freely throughout the space, so that millions of people can learn the right answers to the market and they can all succeed. No, dudes, it's not. So when you find that next video, I want to remind you, when you find that next video and you research and you see, oh, well, man, 85,000 people watch this video, or, 215,000 people watch this video. This is a good video with the right stuff, right? Do you short also? Yeah, we do. We go 5S, just to let you know, Sean. We do, without a doubt. Different mindset to shorts. It gets me talking backwards most of the time, right? Because I like to view when we go into a short, we're heading down, that my viewpoint when I actually trade them is that we're running into the lines of resistance, right? I wind up flipping the resistance and the support just so that you know if I'm on a short, actively in a short, like if I were to short NEAR right here, I start looking at the Fibonacci's really as levels of resistance because I need to get down, right? They make your Fibonacci's turn into, whereas they turn into levels of support, they turn into your barriers if you're in a short, if you're trying to head down, right? So, and a lot of stuff's happening in 2022. I want to let you guys know that. A lot of stuff is happening in 2022. We're seeing an increase, an odd increase in regulation, even through, I say, not just USA, but shout out to Luke, VIP. What's up, Luke? How you doing, brother? Hope everything's going well. Luke let us know that Gate recently disallowed 5L purchase of SHIB. Like, man, all right, so it's U.S., it's Canada. There's going to be a lot of regulations, I believe, in terms of the availability of the different coin options. So we're taking it day by day. I'm a big fan of some different platforms that are a little bit more, I don't know, I don't want to get too professional on the whole deal, or too I don't want to feel like we're at an institutional desk trading, right? Some of these are kind of cool in terms of the some of the exchanges that have a nice fluid feel to it. It's kind of almost feels like an Apple application, right? It's smooth, it's nice, it's all very well put together. What I would say is to the extent that we get into, and I just bring that up because some of them are really, they really feel like something you want to trade on. It's got that dynamic to it, right? It's like Twitter. It's like really smooth. I think they coded that in Scala, one of the programming languages, has a real fluid feel to it, right? In terms of Scala, that's a programming language. So as we look at it, and as we would look at that, though, a lot of the specific, I'm just identifying a primary trend line in here on near top right that looks like it's trying to recover. Okay, you'll see this generalized line of support with some, I'd say, some aggregated flow here in terms of the lines of support to resistance, that level of resistance across the top. That would be a line that I would be watching and am watching very seriously in terms of that top level performance. Would love it to get up and through that line. Just be careful that is that would be a key threshold in terms of those multiple lines. And make sure you're watching this on a big screen TV. Make sure you're watching this on a big screen TV. Resistance, resistance, resistance. I got to tell you too, Sean, it's $100, man. You got that right. It's $100, bro. So it's $100. When's the last time you went out to a real VIP club and dropped some money and had a good time on a weekend and you just blew it? I used to go out and literally, we would throw down, guys. We'd have a great night, right? We would go out and blow $5 or $6 grand, have a good time, and, have the right kind of time, right? You go out, you want to have the right kind of time. Just, having a good time. All the guys, all the girls together, everything like that. So I think a VIP is like $100, man. All right, it's $100. Like if you're doing well, it's not that much money. If you're not doing well, it's still not that much money. $100 to say, hey, let's do better. So, but to give you a feel of the group, I'm happy to discuss that for the benefit of the entire community, without a doubt. But it's just not that much money, guy. I mean, we're all talking about inflation. Like you can go buy a bag of groceries right now at Whole Foods for $135. Literally, you can, depending on what you put in there. Maybe it's more, right? So like $100 for VIP, it's like, man, it's like a bag of groceries. I won't eat half of them. Literally, it's like we're all talking about inflation. It's like, well, it's $100. I'm not sure I could do $100 is like, unfortunately, and that's the whole good thing about crypto right now. But it's like, $100 ain't what it used to be, right? So I don't want to demean our group. And I've had people, recommend that we charge $1,000. I'll tell you that I've had VIP recommend that we charge $1,000 a month. Okay, literal VIP recommend that we charge $1,000 a month instead of $100 a month. So that's just to make sure that you're serious about the group, and you'll put some. It's not inconsequential. I say $100 isn't inconsequential, but if you're doing well, it's nothing to say, hey, I'm a VIP. That's cool. If you're not doing well, it's still nothing, because you need to do better, bottom line. So that's where the rubber meets the road, guy. You hit the button, go ahead and join VIP. We'd love to have you. Let's see what we got sold. So the Twitter link is how? Let me see what we got. So the Twitter link is how? What do you mean the Twitter link is how? The Twitter is just the back rooms where we have, just so that you all know, the back rooms. We're talking about live this. We'll get through the TA soon, but it's this VIP zone, VIP music and chat, and it is what it's what I use. It's got enterprise level of security, so we don't have to worry about people. You understand the typical crowd with, and I'll tell you, the typical crowd, we're not worried about what you did last summer. You've had 3 divorces and you've got a problem with your oldest son. We could care less about this stuff, but you want to beat the market. You're going to approach it in a professional way. No, taking advantage of the group or disrupting the group and anything like that. We're just here to trade. That's the bottom line. Just tell people we're just here to trade. So, seeing some familiar names on the top of the list: IMX, KNC, Rose, Near, etc. FXS, LRC. Just some slight movers. Mutable X doing well. I know that the guys in the back were trading a Mutable X a few weeks ago. Shout out to the VIP. So, to sign up VIP, hit the join button on your application right now, YouTube. Let's see. You can hit that on YouTube, but what I can also put in here, I think you're asking about this. I may be able to facilitate this if I can act like I have 2 hands and the ability to multitask, which is not always easy, but I'm going to try and do this real quickly. I'm not the best multitasker in terms of copy this, boom, boom. Let me get over to here. And if it doesn't have to do with trading, I'm not real good at floating all of the opinions around. Let's see this, join VIP. Let me put this here in terms of this, boom. This will give you an extra link here. I believe that will be the link that you can actually use to join so that you can be a full-fledged member. Let's see if that works out. And yes, indeed, that's the ball game. So good. We got that in the chat, and you can use that specific link as the same link that's on the Twitter profile. And Sean, we're excited, brother. I mean, we really are. And it's not an overnight success, although people have had overnight success. Freddie is one. And I tell you, Freddie's just this guy. What do I say about Freddie? Freddie, he came in way too strong. He literally did. It was a nice time in the market. I think he doubled his account in like 4 or 5 days. It wasn't necessarily a small account, right? It was. I mean, he doubled his account. I think he's doubled it since then. He's a good trader. You have to look. You have to be able to find value in the lower levels, right? We're in a difficult time I'd say a difficult time in the market right now, technically speaking, because we are not, as I would look at it, we're not at a key level of the macro Fibonacci. Some of the coins are still trying to move, right? Still trying to grasp that level of momentum. As we would look at the momentum on BTC, right? I've been just kind of bringing this up, and we're looking at it. I'm like, I know we don't over rely on MACD, right? But as we look at MACD, this is not exactly the MACD picture that we want to be buying into right now. It can stutter step, it can wave up again, right? You'll see opportunities for like multiple waves up into a pattern, and you'll see differentiation on the different time frames. But typically, we want to be in this portion. This, really, if we can get from the negative to the positive. And MACD's a bit inconsistent. I don't always rely on it, particularly as a solo indicator. That is not my preference. You guys know that. Looking at the CCI and the RSI, right? CCI and RSI, I'd like the CCI to potentially get a bit lower. All right, love the CCI to get down just a touch more. Looking at the CCI, although it is becoming close, right? As we would look at that, the CCI, Commodity Channel Index, guys, is a great it's a great tool to use. This specifics in terms of, I want to shout out to No Torque. No Torque is a base camper. No Torque, you now have badges next to your name. So I'm loaning you guys these badges. I want to thank Pathfinder for coming up with this idea. I really like it. Pathfinder's in the back. He's from Slovenia. Great guy. Great technicals, guys. You need to know. Pathfinder, he knows his TA, guys. He's a cool dude to have in the back, really cool. And he came up with the idea of having these as the badges, the VIP logos as the badges. I thought that's cool. We could do that. I think I thought of it beforehand. I thought they had to be square or round or both. I didn't know what they had to do, but somehow he found a way to alter the images, and we made it work. So, looking at the framework here, you guys know one of the issues as well that we would look at. We have clean charts on the table right now. I'll just say that we have very clean charts on the table in terms of BTC. Looking at BTC on the bottom left, right? We just have a capitulation right beyond a key level. It's like one key level, then another key level, another key level. So you could have held out hope here. The primary level, my primary level is up here. You guys know that was my key level to hold, right? And this prior resistance to support, boom. That's a while back, guys. Looking at this now, looking at this, that's a while back. And I have to let you guys know the number of people that were saying that this break is just a trap. Oh, no, it's going to go back up. Oh, no. And I'm like, what? Excuse me? Like, and when I did this research on the other channels and I did this, I tell you, it makes me sick because I see them telling everybody, no, it's just a trap. It's just a trap. It's about to go back up. This is to like multitudes of people. And I'm like, do what? It's a trap? Like, what are you talking about? With no justification in terms of, well, we do have an underlying level of, of an exponential moving average that could hold as support. Well, that's nice. You are coming up on a level of the Fibonacci, in terms of a price target that the market could be recognizing right now, like the 50%, right? Didn't play for much, right? But with no real justification. It's like, well, Bitcoin is infamous for doing this. And then I saw the individuals and the other channels just to document this, guys. It's important to document this in terms of the other individuals with large apparent trades in the market, but then stating what was it that they had closed their position. Finally, they closed their position, and they maybe they made money, or maybe I think they lost money on multiple trades, with hundreds of thousands of people, or however many they could get the attention of. And then, after they have closed their trades for a loss, they go back around to everyone else who followed their trades, and then they tell that person that they tell the whole community, you should never sell your Bitcoin. I'm like, excuse me? What planet are you on? Honestly, guys, I'm just like, this stuff is just rancid. It's unintelligent. That's the bottom line. It's just unintelligent. I want you guys to be smart, right? But the bottom line is the majority of the market does not beat the market, guys. So to the extent that we're going to see that, it would just be, and I think of Angel, I think of AJ Crypto, I think of the VIP who had low-level entries. Like, they're cool. It's like, no problem. Big deal. But the other guys who are up in this area throwing hemorrhaging cash into the top, bam, 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 we have to go in, right? It's like, no, it's all about here. We hit our targets. Shout out to AJ Crypto. He's the longest standing VIP. Shout out to Angel, of course, on top, number one VIP, and we get it. We get it a little bit differently. I think we understand things a little bit differently than maybe what the masses are going to do, but that doesn't mean I can't discuss it. It's a little bit. It just seems like it's almost intentionally provided to people somehow in a way that is just like it just seems intentional. It literally seems like these people are exposing people's bank accounts negatively for some other kind of agenda. It kind of feels weird like that. I don't know how to say it, guys, in terms of these other influencers, etc. So we're always focused on the solids, first of all, in terms of heavy reserve capital. Boom. How many levels we go through? 1, 2, 3, right? The 23.6, the 38.2, the 50%, 1, 2, 3 down. Heavy compounded level into here, compounding into this level here. It's just very rarely, and I'll just say this, guys, pay attention. Very rarely does a coin skip a level, if two levels of a macro Fibonacci, and not make it up. Now, Bitcoin has in the past, okay, some real trajectories to the downside. But as you look at this, yeah, looking at the level 1, level 2, both hits, both trades, boom, level 3. All right, so you had trades at each level, covering each prior level, right? And it's not this, well, it's a randomized double down kind of theory. No, it is not, guys. It is not a randomized double down theory, I can assure you, because these are institutionally recognized levels of the Fibonacci. They just are, of the price targeting that the market adheres to. So you can say it's just randomized chance. We're at a roulette wheel. No, you're not. You could go to the roulette wheel and get it wrong 15 times in a row. They could break down your door of your ranch at some point if they have the right spinning wheel. This is not a spinning wheel. This is the market, right? So don't equate this to necessarily a gamble. Equate it to what we say is just the fundamentals of technical analysis, all right? And the data sets provided, the empirical studies that have been done, etc. Without getting too kind of scientific on it, I'm not going to get scientific on the market. We like to trade. Bottom line, we like to trade, and we want to accommodate those who want to join us on that journey. Shout out to all the VIP, all the base campers, etc. Let me see what I got in here. I had to put the phone down for a minute. What we got, it's mind-blowing, and it seems like a setup. I saw him say it on stage. Now you know, yeah, I guess you guys are getting through this too. Having a boomer moment, but I don't find a join button. Did you hit that link, Sean? Did you hit that link? If you are on your cell phone, try it from your desktop. I'd appreciate that. Try that from your desktop. If you're on a mobile, exit the chat, and it should be next to the subscriber button. There you go. If you're on a mobile, exit the chat. There you go. And it should be on. There you go. It should be next to the. What did you just figured this out for everybody? Let me see what we got. Boom. You got that, no torque. If you're on a mobile, exit the chat. It should be next to the subscribe button. Boom. Very easy. That's the way to do it. And yeah, Sean, we'll get you squared away. Looks like what do we got? DGB in the house, my man. What's up? What's up, DGB? Dead Game Boxing. What's up? I call you DGB. What's up? It's mind blowing, and it seems like a setup. I saw him say it on stage, etc. Yeah, man, it's just. I don't pay attention to this stuff, man. I literally research this stuff. You guys hear when I research the stuff, normally it's after a big move like this. I don't like to research it, right? The thought that some of like VIP or anything else in the VIP, no, I'll throw VIP out. If they're following such and such or so and so, I'm like, go get it, man. Go get it. I had a discussion with one VIP this last week about following a certain individual. And that certain individual is being heavily discussed right now. And I'm like, if you want that, dude, go get that. Go do that. You don't do what we do. And we focus on TA. We focus on real technical analysis, right? And so it's just, but it's the allure, right? Well, it's the wrong thing. It's the wrong way to think. It's the exact wrong way to think. Well, there's 2 million people that are going to be trading. What are the 2 million people going to do? What is the majority of the market going to do? The majority of the market is going to lose. Like, I don't know who you guys, think that the majority of the people are, but the majority of people who want to orchestrate day trades, etc. I mean, guys, it's a tight market. You guys know this. It's really competitive. You know this, right? So when we talk about the ins and outs of the market, it's not to. We don't want the majority of the people to lose, but look at the look at the past history of the market, guys. It's not built for everybody to win. The market wouldn't work that way. I tell you, everyone gets rich. Hey, everyone's going to get rich. Not at all, guys. So let's get back to business a little bit. But it's just that's why I am very specific about it, and I just don't have a high level of tolerance. Everybody in the back knows I'm like this. Everybody knows I'm like this, like to a T, because I don't want at the end of the day, let me say this: I want your TA to be better than anybody else's. Period. I want your TA to be better than anybody else's. I'm kind of looking at Kyber just a little bit. Yeah, Kyber just cooled off. Let me see what else we got here towards the top. Luna had a rough day yesterday. Luna scaled out quite a bit yesterday. Rune scaled off quite a bit yesterday. You guys look at that. I'd like to do a full not a full review, a full coin review. How about that instead of a full review? I just don't want to do, in the back as well, when I have to review anything that's coming from somebody else, like, don't waste my time with somebody else's opinion. If you have the opinion, it's well thought out, and you can actually defend it, and you actually want to discuss it, hey, that's why we're here, right? Let's actually discuss what you believe about the trade. And you're spending as much, this is the deal, people are spending as much time as it would take to try and master the market listening to a sideshow that literally is just so contradictory. It's like, I don't know what to say. It's just, it is intentional. It's just, here's a trade. Oh, I lost money and I'm out of the trade. By the way, to all you 500,000 people, guess what? Or I don't care if it's 5 people or 200 people, whatever it is. Oh, by the way, I'm going to tell everyone, don't sell your Bitcoin. Dude, what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, honestly, there is zero filter, zero intelligence put forth at all, zero decorum for, like, I don't know, guys. I want to treat you a lot better than that. Like, period. Always. That's the bottom line. And I want you to treat me better than that, too, in terms of never bringing up opinions from outside sources. I just could care less. And it's continually reinforced here. But it gets exciting because someone wants to put in a leverage margin trade for $1 million, $100,000 on an eventual 10x and call it $1 million trade. I mean, okay, that's, and then you're going to have other people do that, and everybody's going to lose $100,000. This is not cool. That's just not cool, guys. It's not the way to be. So, in terms of the dynamics of the market, it's a little bit. Let's pull this up real quickly. Let's look at Doge. Let's see if we can find a line, cross trend line of resistance to potential support that Doge is trying to hold on to right now. Just looking at something simple. You guys saw that deal with Cyber Rodeo? I tell you, if it were a specific Ethereum sign, if it were a Cardano sign, whatever was put up like that in the world, right? Like the Bitcoin bull was cool from, saw that from Miami. They just put their bull up. I'm going to pay attention to it. Like Doge, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what is Elon going to do with it? He's going to do something with it at some point, right? If not, just trade it. And if you think it's the worst coin in the world, I love it. Okay, great. That means you should be able to short the thing and make a fortune, right? I love that. If someone doesn't agree with it, with an investment or otherwise, as I look at a potential resistance to a level of support, okay, that has been tempting along the line of this specified support. And I'll bring this up as a catch feature for the residual here. Still at that 50% retracement, kind of an additional catch feature here now that we're at the desktop and can talk about this. But I just love that about people. It's like you will talk to them like, I hate that investment. It's an awful investment. Well, good, man. You want to short it? Like, what else would you want, right? It's just that's going to go down. Now, you must be a real savvy investor, sir. Like, would you like to short it? It's like some people don't make sense. They're so opinionated. They have so much of the personal, emotional endeavor in play. They just, they look bad doing anything. It's just like, if you hate an investment, it's going to go down. Short the thing. If you can't make money shorting a bad investment, what you think is a bad investment, then you're probably not much of a trader. So, and that's just it's having some fun, guys. We've had a good time streaming Doge 2021. We'd like some more price action. That'd be great. But we're full throttle on these other coins. Just without a doubt, looking at the other benefits in the market. And so, yeah, half of the time is spent me trying to find VIP. That next level of that next trade, right? And then the other half is trying to find BTC bottom left, Kyber bottom right, Near top right, and Doge top left, just so that you know. But yeah, I'd say the other. Looking at this interesting move down here on Kyber bottom right. The other, I'd say, component or aspect, in addition to finding the trades, that's part of it. But everybody has to understand the trades. You have to understand what a bull flag is. You have to understand what a kind of a premature, this one here. And I don't believe I brought this Kyber specific formulation to VIP as we were looking at this specific feature here, because it's just an unperfected, really an unperfected, or an incomplete bull pennant, right? So do the guys in the back understand what a bull pennant is? Do the guys understand what a descending triangle is? How to trade them? When does it become an actual trade? Breakthrough resistance, curl up feature over the top, prior resistance as support, boom, moving with momentum to the upside. right? A lot of people will start trading kind of iffy patterns and get away with one or two of them. But the iffy patterns, like you don't need that many incredible trades a year, guys. I just want to let you guys know you don't need that many incredible trades. You'll find in terms of your pattern framework, you'll find that when it's on, right? It's just it'll just be the case. When the market is on, the market is on. You don't need the market to be on all year long. If the market were on all year long, you'd have 15 new jet skis, with you and all your friends pulling up to the boat right now, and they'd all have boats too, and exactly, right? So it's just there's a functional limit to when the market is on, and we go through times where the market is more on than off, certainly, or when there's just a dynamic that every pattern is playing, right? It gets real phenomenal. Um, looking at the market, so half is finding the trades. The other half is making sure we understand it as a group, and not just the technical analysis, not just what's on the what's on the. Let me make sure. Let me see, Sean. Did you find the button? Yeah, half is technical analysis. Half is making sure that everyone comprehends the TA. And really, guys, the extra 10% that can beat the market, just to let you guys know, the extra 10% so that you can beat the market's what? It's finding out what the market is doing right now. Okay, it's finding out the details, and guys in the back know this. In terms of like, will we see a pattern framework where, and I'll just use Kyber as an example, but we spend enough time with the technicals and the market just to say, you know what, it's real interesting. Like I'll be talking with Freddie, or I'll talk with Luke in the back. Like, man, Luke, I got to tell you, the last three or four of the descending wedges that I've seen in the market for some reason, and this doesn't apply to Kyber. I'm just going to let you know these are the types of discussions we've had. Like I've gone through like 200 or 300 of these, man. Lower time frames, everything else. Every one is hitting back down to this lower level of support. I mean, for the last 3 weeks, it's been every single one of these that has slammed back into this level of support, and we'll identify some of that characteristic of the market. Not that's out of the book, guys. That's literally what the market is demonstrating to us in terms of pattern behavior. And we'll be like, this is probably another one's going to go. The last like 8 or 9 of them have gone. And that's how our group develops. We notice those idiosyncrasies of the market. What is the market really telling us? Really kind of dissecting. I say almost hacking the market, but really peeling back the level into like a data set, really getting into like an actual kind of studying the market. What is it? What are the opportunities it's presenting to us? And then we'll find amidst some bullish patterns, we'll find some just dynamics between the technicals that are just undeniable. We'll find them that it's 80%, 90%. Then we'll watch the market slowly unwind away from kind of this opportunity. Kind of the opportunity that has been presenting to us and to the other traders that are really, really focused on the market. And guys, that's that extra like 10%. That really counts as much as the entirety of the 100% of the market. It just does. Being that plugged into the framework of the market is a huge deal. And we notice how the patterns are set up, how they're interacting, how overall they're being treated in different, as we look at BTC in different kind of in different segments, right? Not just a rising wedge, not just an ascending triangle, but we've gone through that here. How many ascending triangles returned to, guys? I'm telling you, was it 8 ascending triangles returned to? And it started to peel off. You guys know. Then it was just not on the lines. Then it was just on the candle wick, barely. Boom, just on the candle wick. You guys know that. And then one was right on the candle wick, not on the line. Then one was barely, like within, what was it, $200. So we saw that advantage peel off to the upside. Boom. We didn't have that return to function anymore to the top line resistance, right? So that's that other small, huge effort, small percentage of time, but it's a huge effort, right? That extra 10% that we're trying to always gain an advantage over the residual, of the market is just a huge, huge deal. So we're looking forward to continuing that level of just focus, guys. Focus on that market. Let's look at BTC. Let's dig in a little bit more. We just like the market that much, so it's not a huge, huge deal. Looking at a potential recovery, the framework here was a little bit shoddy from the lines to the candle wicks. You guys know we had a potential measured move to the downside on BTC just to get into the technicals, right? And that was a little bit contraindicated as we go through let's go to the candle wicks real quickly. A little bit of an expansion on the top, but not much, right? We were looking at a little bit, just a touch of an expansion across the top here. And the framework below had just set in with essentially a flat bottom. So we were, looking for, to say the truth, we were looking for this specific triangulation in this level to catch. And when it didn't catch, we were just kind of like, okay, it just didn't complete. It didn't want to complete to the upside. That preceding high in this area. Hey, what's up, my man? What's up, my man? Let me see if I've got something that looks like Sean has just joined VIP. Shout out to the VIP. That is just awesome, Sean. We are super excited about it. You found the button. Hit the button. Very, very good news. Let me see if I can play something real quickly for you. Here we go. So Sean is in the house and jamming. Hope you guys got the audio on that. I hope you did. We're super excited about having you in the group. We want to welcome Sean, without a doubt. Sean, I'm going to go ahead and put in boom. What do we got? Boom. Let's go. You got it in the house, brother. We're really excited about everything. If you're already a member of Twitter, what I'm going to tell you is I assume that you are. You can go to our profile page. Let me make sure that I have this specific profile. Let me share this with you right here. And boom, that's not going to work. Let me make sure that I have the entire address ready for you to go. And let me put in a message, then I'll get it over to you. Let me get this over into the chat so that you can boom, 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 bam, boom. Okay, let me get these through to you. Okay, so Sean is the player of the day. I got to tell you, I'm definitely excited to have you join. And the key feature is going to be, brother, it's not an instantaneous overnight slam dunk, going to break the backboard guaranteed. I don't want you to think that. All right? Okay. You follow the Twitter, cool. If you will go to the first pinned tweet, just to let you know, if you go to the first pinned tweet right here, and it'll say the kingdom, hello, I am VIP, follow me. Bam. Hit this right here, okay, and just put I am VIP. That will match up your specific that'll match up everything. You put I am VIP, boom, and then I will put you in the back with the VIP. And we just got, I don't know, this year it's just nice. I have to say, I really like what Freddie said the other day. He said, to Richard, who is back, he's former U.S. military. Just as of recent, I'm not sure how closely recent, how recently he's still involved. I'll tell you that much. But he's just a cool guy, great trader, really cool guy, and he just likes to trade. Very, very specific in terms of his trade tactic and technique. And what was it? What was that? That was Freddie who said this. Freddie said 2 days ago. He says, Richard, we really value you. Add a lot of value back here. We really value you. And I just thought that's such a true statement, that we really value what you bring to the table. So we're going to be here up late, etc. We're going to be just so you know. If you miss something and it's 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, let us know what you do as well in life. And it's a good day to join VIP if you guys are in there. DGB, hope you're thinking about joining, my man. It's $100, man. You're gonna go spend that at the gas station tomorrow. Then you say that's part of the problem. Well, I mean, it's like a roasted chicken costs $75. It's like, well, we got to be VIP. It's got to cost $45,000. Next week's dues are $45,000. We're almost at that level. It's like a roasted chicken. I go to Whole Foods all the time. I'm like, what? It's $130. It's one bag of groceries. I'm like, what is this? It's like I look down. This is a roasted chicken. I'm like, a roasted chicken cost me $130. Like, what is this? It's like, what's going on? So, Sean, big shout out. Just kind of showing what is up. Welcome to VIP. Bam. Very excited to have you in, and good. Go ahead and just make sure you communicate to that first pinned tweet. The only rules in the back are the following, guys. They're easy. We just want you to do your own work, right? We want you to do your own work. We want that to be you be responsible for your success, right? And we will help at every step of the way. Without a doubt, we will help with the entirety of things that we can. And the details as well. What is it? John J. Murphy. And you got that as well. I know that you already got that. We're really excited, Sean. It's going to be cool, 2022. Like Angel says, we're not choir boys. All right, we're just not, right? It's just we're not going to sit back there and sing Kumbaya and everybody's perfect. And, it's just we're not choir boys. We just like to trade. Okay, so looking at BTC, picking up a little bit on that falling wedge notion. Now, this is differentiated from the Kyber. Look at Kyber. You see Kyber, much different of a falling wedge, part of a continuation pattern, boom to the upside, right? As we would look at BTC, much more of a downward trajectory. right? The downward trajectory, the continuation is we would add a continuation element to any triangulation. We can say typically triangulations are continuation patterns. There we go, guys. It's really easy to say. Typically, they're continuation patterns, i.e., they start in a downward trajectory and they'll want to continue. What I'll say is, with that stated, that a falling wedge is typically bullish to the extent it wants to break out to the upside. Some people will say, I've heard this from traders across the way that, well, your target is now this top side. The initiation, the first pivot on the line of resistance. You can get there if you trade a lot. Maybe you're going to get there. What, guys? Maybe 2 out of 10 times. Maybe 2 out of 10. Is this one of those 2 out of 10? And I'll just say, guys, do you trade falling wedges a lot as part of a continuation of a downward trajectory? Do you? If you do, if you think I'm wrong in the 2 out of 10, you tell me. If you're going to complete back to the top line here, you may. This may be one of the 2 out of 10 times that we decide to reach back to 43,950. Right, but right now we're about 3.5%, 357 to be exact, 357 away from that top line. So it is a good time, in my opinion, if you are trading, if you're looking for trades, etc., to be working your Fibonacci's. You guys know, to be working your targets. It just it's the good thing is we're having some pickup on those target levels. So we did get a pickup on that 38.2. That's nice. It's nice that it's not just this rocket ride down. At least it doesn't quite feel like that yet. We did in these preceding zones have some smaller hits along the way here, particularly in this zone. That was this zone right here, this area right here. And shout out to the VIP. We just had Sean join. What's up? What's up? Way to go, Sean. Very cool. Way to hit that button, boss. John J. Murphy. Financial analysis. I always say financial. It's a technical analysis of the financial markets. There we go. And I know that you have that, or it's on order. And that book needs to be Amazoned. Okay, Amazon's 2-day delivery required. Okay, so that's just going to say required. Bam. That's going to be the go-to guide for you. Okay, you replied to the Twitter. Cool. So we're excited about getting you in the back. Let's see if I can go ahead and get you in the back. The other thing is no social media links. Just no links. It messes with our algorithm with Twitter. So your own work, etc. Don't ruin anybody's day in the back. And if we have your agreement to that, let's see what we have in the back here. Let me look at the notifications. I didn't get a notification thus far that you had replied. So let me know that you have replied to that first pinned tweet. And right in this area, just go ahead and click on that and reply. I didn't get a notification yet, and I'll sling you in that back room. We'll go over a few other details. I'll check your Twitter profile, make sure it's cool, that you want your let's see what we got here, that you want the pictures there, whatever else you want. We'll put all those pictures up here in the framework of VIP. So what do we got here? Let's check out the details. I like those VIP badges. They look cool. They look really cool. Shout out to all the VIP. No Torque, what's up, man? What's up? Let's see what No Torque had to say. He's base camper. No Torque, it's time for you to upgrade. Did you hear my statement? At some point, the base camp is going to be deserted. Okay, because we can't have you hang out in base camp forever. So No Torque saying about part of base camp. Okay, so you're borrowing the VIP badge tonight on your deal. And you can say you've been here a while, No Torque. No Torque's been around, guys. You see that kind of fire in the back of the VIP. That means he's been here a while. He knows this, right? So No Torque, we're spending a lot of time with you. You gotta step up, bro. We hung around 46,000. No Torque saying we hung around 46,000, 47,000 for about 8 days. Watch his videos, and when he goes live, learn TA little by little. There you go, and you will learn when to buy in and learn to sell when charts start to look negative and break down. There we go. Absolutely. Appreciate that, brother. And be patient. No Torque, you got it, brother. It's easy to find bullish movements when we go positive. Trying to time bottoms and going all in is just a recipe for losing money. You got that right. If you are on mobile, exit the chat. There you go. So yeah, that's great advice from Torque. I'm going to put this down. Torque, my man, Torque. I want you to join VIP. Yeah, I know you know this, and you have your own time. What was it, a week or something? What were you going to do it a week? We are on the 1 week countdown with you. There we go. I'm going to put that down there. But Torque, we're having a blast in the back, man. We just tons of good calls, all kinds of good stuff. And we just can't stream 24/7. We do enjoy streaming. We're just really excited to have Sean in the house join today. We can't wait to have him in the back. It's going to be a lot of fun. And just if you trade a lot, let us know what you're into. If you need to kind of separate yourself from what you've been focusing on, and that focus, whatever you're focusing on, isn't working, just buy a support, sell at resistance, trade your patterns, and hit your targets. Until you get that John J. Murphy book, brother, I want you like in a warp zone watching old streams. Do that, okay? Watch old streams here, because that's all we go over. That's just all that we that's all that we go over is the financial markets, etc., crypto, particularly, but with that indicated top level of TA. And I want you to have it more than me. I want to say that. I want you to have the expertise, the developed mastery of it more than me. All right, because and if you spend half your time looking for your trades, the other half of the time developing yourself in terms of your TA, that's the goal. Not on a video that, well, I have to watch this one. What's the video with the most people have watched this video? That's going to be the truth for me and give me all the advantage. The advantage over the other 8 million people that watch that video? No, guys. No. That's not how the market works, right? Not everybody wins in the market. Not everybody can win. The majority of people aren't going to win. Typically, I'll tell you this, if the old adage goes, if something is for free, it doesn't give you an advantage in the market. You guys know this, right? Typically, that's the understanding of the big guys on the street. If it's free, it's not going to give you an advantage on the street, or it's not going to give you an advantage in crypto, right? Everybody has that advantage. Everybody's doing that. And most of the people, the vast majority of people who are trying to trade are losing, right? We have some phenomenal success stories in our specific group. So, we appreciate that very much. And I want to shout out to all the VIP. I just do, from the base campers as well, those who are looking to move up. It's just, this is the year. And we said we were going to be building, and it does feel like that now. In terms of Sean, we appreciate that. Frankie, we appreciate that as well. And some of today has just been less technical and more, just more like fundamental to the group, what we're trying to build, what's going on. But people need it right now with some of the stuff that I've seen in the space recently. I'm like, this is not good. This stuff cannot go on. So now, technically speaking, this doesn't have to perform as such. Technically speaking, anytime you see a range like this, the expectation of the market would have been, and we've seen a few, Bitcoin has been very tricky lately, like, hands off the keyboard, guys, right? In terms of like trading patterns right now. Just to let you know, if we look at any specific range function here, technically speaking, I'll tell you, technically speaking, any specific range would want to be duplicated in terms of that amplitude move to the downside, right? So it would have been indicated for a nice short in this level, right? However, you would have worked for a confirmation, which would have blown that whole notion, right? You would have waited for the confirmation to get the momentum to the downside. So we're kind of in a, to the fact that we have complicated. If we look at it, we didn't have a clean breakdown from that channel, I'd say from that range or that channel, right? The range is a channel, right, with a top level resistance and a bottom level support. What we would say is the following: is to the extent that the market is viewing this as more of a due to the the difficulty on the confirmation, right, which trajected back into the channel, so the short wasn't technically indicated. What I'd say is, to the extent that we've been a little bit compromised in terms of the clean channel short that was there, yeah, it looks as if we have, and it's unfortunate because that next level down would be that next level of Fibonacci. If you see that specific here, you replied about 10 minutes ago. Let me check. Yeah, I don't see that yet. I would have a notification right here. I don't have a notification yet on that. Let me see on the other one. No, I still don't have a notification. So you gotta pick up Slack. Make sure that happens. Make sure that you get on that, Sean. Maybe Torque. Maybe you can help, or someone else can help him in terms of that. Let's see what we got here. What do we got? Yeah, somebody help Sean out on that, please. So to the extent that we would look for this specific range function to the downside would be perfect for people who are currently waiting at this 50%. Okay, that 50% is measured. I think we're on that more aggressive. We're on essentially that more aggressive Fibonacci level, and you can go from the lines or the candle wicks. We're just about there on either in terms of that next level down for the Fibonacci. It's real close. A more conservative approach would have been this lower low, right? That lower low here, just to bring those targets, each and every one of them, down just a bit. The lower that we are, in terms of starting the Fibonacci's, you'll just see the targets drop, right? So the targets drop, so it's more conservative, right? The more that we bring them up into the mix, the more aggressive we become. All right, so some of it is application of fundamentals. Some of it is, people choosing to be potentially more aggressive or more conservative, knowing that if they're more aggressive, they may get blown through a few levels. Knowing if they're more conservative, that they may not get picked up. So, yeah, someone will say, what's the perfect way to draw this time? Sometimes we'll look for confluence, etc., in terms of overlap between lines of support or resistance and key levels or features of the Fibonacci. In terms of pricing targets, right? Do your targets line up with a pre-existing level of support or resistance? It's an easy approach, right? And other times we would just say that that you can choose based upon the risk and your own assessment, where you're at with capital, where you're at with, how many trades. I mean, do you need to trade every 4 hours? Are you looking to trade every 4 hours, or every single day you need to get in and out? It's just that's what you're, that's what's driving you right now. Where I'm looking for a trade a month, right? I'm looking for a trade every 2 months. The difficult portion about right now is we're not at a specified. There's not necessarily a trade indicated. Before we poured down yesterday, about 2.5-3% yesterday. VIP in the back. No, I just stated, I was like, we don't have an indicated trade right now. There's no indicated trade right now. Okay, and just to kind of like further that, there wasn't a pattern in play. We were really frustrating along a line of the Fibonacci along a target level, so there just wasn't a specified trade indicated, right? We weren't at a level of support, not at a level of resistance, and we were really trying to hold on, I guess, to an additional level of support, which started frustrated. I'm just like, there is no trade indicated to the extent that you would want a specific short. Not a lot of the guys in the back are calling for shorts. They're just not. That's not. I'll tell you this, guys. I've had some incredible people around me that like to short, like to sell puts, like to do things like that. It can just become a dangerous game in the long run, because it starts to turn into a situation all the time of, and now you can hit a short any day of the week. You can hit a 5S or 3S anytime you want to, seriously. But when you start looking at it as, it's not whether or not you can make money, it's how much money you can make, right? And when you start down that road, shorts are just, and futures in general are really good at rewarding people who, that feeling of booking a futures that just, you just made a killer trade, right? That feeling is intoxicating. You guys know this. When you get that rush, it's like, boom, I did it. I finally did it. Now it's going to be different. Now I'm setting my own rules. Now we're really ready. Really ready to see that exchange come unfolded on you, right? In terms of the price action, just stay composed, stay consistent, stay disciplined. Whatever your approach is to the market, just stay. The consistency and the discipline will garner you more long term in the market, okay, than any like quick feeling rush, want to retire this year, want to quit my job, that stuff is not consistency, and that stuff is not discipline. Okay, make sure that your approach and what you're doing in the market is consistent and is disciplined. And if you can master those two things and make sure that those are incorporated into your framework, and just understand, like the guys who hit the best target here. I'll just shout out to Angel. I know he had an acquisition of BTC to trade, and aside from $7.79 BTC acquisition, very nice, Angel brother, always. But also shout out to AJ Crypto, and AJ. I just spoke to AJ recently, and I'll definitely just a big salute and shout out, former U.S. Air Force. He's a current executive. AJ is an executive in the business world, and we very much appreciate AJ. Miss you, brother. Hope you're doing well. I know you're doing well. I know you're busy with the board of directors and a CEO and all that good. He runs tech for a huge company. Helps run tech for a huge company. If you guys knew which one it was, be like, dude, what? That's AJ? That's AJ. He has got it like that, guys. So I won't disclose what company he runs the tech for, but it's a big deal, guys. If you knew it, you'd be like, dude. Yeah, it's a big deal. He's a pretty cool pretty cool dude. Just so that you know that. In terms of I know you guys know that, but in terms of this level entry here, just remind yourselves, that was the low target entry on BTC, right? Multiple opportunities to trade since then. But how did we get there? And I just bring this up in terms of your expectations. Like, you want to trade tomorrow. I need to trade now. We have to trade now, right? This was 77 days to get down here. 77 days. Okay. So in the meantime, right, you're going to spend cash at the higher levels. You could just wait for the 50% if you can stand waiting for 77 days. And that's part of the problem, is like, you're in the market to trade, right? I understand that. Just make sure that you have that backup reserve capital for the lower levels. Like, if you're a built-in bull and you have to go bullish here, and you just kind of know, right, okay, this is a level of kind of splash cash. It's probably unlikely that we're going to make it up here, right? But you find yourself having to do it. It's like, I'm compelled. I'm a bull. This is what I do. And some people are bears. They want to short everything, right? Some people are bulls. They have to trade into everything. What I'll say is, big, heavy reserve capital for the lower levels, right? And as you step down those levels of the Fibonacci, guys, this is just the history of BTC as it retraces. It's been really, really phenomenally beneficial and extraordinarily profitable to have backup levels of capital. It has been. And the ones who've been around it for a while, you guys know this. It has proven itself to be true. And now holding would be an option. You guys know that. And there we go. What's up, Slim? In the house. Ooh, those bulls look cool. Don't those bulls look cool? Look at that. Seriously, huh? That's pretty cool. Now, the bulls, I have to just state, Slim in the house. What's up, Slim? Bam. Have to state, what's going on, Slim? Hope you're doing well. Replied, retweeted, and direct message. Okay, cool. I will check that out in 2 seconds. What I'll say is that bull. One thing on the bull is we just got the specific logos in. I want to shout out to Pathfinder, brother. What's going on? Look at these bulls. Those are just cool bulls. And we have the option. I like the VIP as the badge. We also have bulls. We could do badges like that in terms of the kind of the Moon Man look. We could do badges like pretty much anything we want to. There's a red bull. I didn't know how the bulls would look, but that Bitcoin bull looks cool. I like that a lot. And for the record, our VIP, you guys know this, our VIP had a Bitcoin bull before there was a Bitcoin bull. You guys know this, right? Miami, they came out with the Bitcoin bull. Pretty cool, huh? We did that, huh? We would be responsible for saying that would be us, right? Congratulations, guys. That's just cool. That's radical. You guys know the Bitcoin bull. Haven't played him in a while. Unfortunately, some of our editing team has included a fractured image of Bitcoin recently before it's gone down. Now, I did not necessarily intend that. So, looking at the framework here, I'm trying to find another level of natural pickup here on the daily. Just some weird stuff, imagery, etc. Hope you guys enjoyed that Cyber Rodeo and Doge. We will never hate on the Doge community at large. We would like it to have less supply. That is it. That is it. We would like it to have less supply and maybe some more utility. But anytime you get like a few million people behind something, they'll find out something to do with it. If a couple million people are ingenuitive enough, they will find something to do with it. Don't you guys think? Give enough people an incentive, and somebody's going to come up with something, right? So this was kind of one of my fallbacks here in terms of the specific ascending triangle. I really wanted that to play on anything on the specific. You guys know, because we didn't have an exactly flat top. We had more of that arc feature. But this was just kind of my fallback, because we had so many ascending triangles. I was like, catch here, please catch here. But unfortunately, it was 1, 2, 3. We just didn't. That top level, you guys know my most important level across the top here was this primary level. Hoping to kind of catch thereafter, but I'd say within the framework of prior resistance to support. And what that was, guys, I focused on that in the videos. You guys know heavily. I always focused on that in the quick videos, etc. It was like, that was my line. This is my line. It was the highest line to accomplish a rejection feature. As we just look at it, it's the highest line to accomplish a real rejection feature of this top of this red line, the primary trend line of Bitcoin. Support to resistance, right? And we had been challenging that line multiple times in this zone. So looking at that, we've been challenging it 1, 2, 3 times. So that was really the top level to say, were we going to get up and over this line, or are we going to capitulate down from it? So as you would look at that top line threshold, that was the essentially the topmost point that we could have. We could have trajected up and over. Use that 200 exponential moving average as well in purple, right? Use that 200 exponential moving average as a level of a level of support and just trajected to the upside, right? That was just it's what we wanted, but we didn't get it. So in terms of the level I wanted to hold, it was one of the maximum levels, kind of the top level feature that that was there in the market. The daily MACD, you guys see it, right? Just momentum, just kind of drowning out. You guys see. We can still have some positive price action up in this zone, just so that you understand. We had this crossover here, and for once, the MACD looks pretty nice, right? We had that crossover in terms of the technicals here. We did have a crossover, and we're technically in the red on the MACD and losing momentum on BTC. You can say what you want about MACD. Divergences, do they work? Yeah. It's that's a great question, right? At times, and only specifically in certain directions, according to the authorities. At times, and only in certain directions, i.e., bullish or bearish, and on certain time frames. So watch them, guys. Watch those divergences. Let's see what we got. Pathfinder has become a member. What? Do what? Pathfinder, what are you doing? Pathfinder, you're already in the restricted VIP zone. I guess Pathfinder just renewed. We're going to play the music for him. Maybe he just joined again on purpose because he wants to do the welcome. Here you go, Pathfinder. It's up to you, bro. So nice to have you here from Slovenia, one of our top TA guys in the back. Good friend, good dude. And look at your what you got here. Had to refresh the page. You had to refresh the page. Let me play this for you just because you deserve this, brother. Pathfinder, my man. What's going on? Here you go, man. There we go. Pathfinder in the house. What's up, bro? Just joined. I think maybe it was, I don't know, maybe you refreshed or renewed, or refreshed or renewed. Sounds like some bad soap commercial anyway. But it's just funny, huh? But I don't know what you did, but I know you're VIP, so you're always right there on the list. So let's see what we got here. I'll go back to my list and see what we got going on. Let's see, we go. Yeah, there you go. Just and people pop up for renewal in their in the sequence. He's still and has been restricted zone VIP without a doubt. Want to shout out to Craig. Hope you're doing well. Shout out to Cody. What's up, Cody? How you been? Aaron, how you been? Desmond, it's been a while too. Want to shout out to all you guys. Chino in the back. Hope you're doing well. David K, have to shout out to you. Laura, how are you, Laura? I hope you're doing well. To Jeffrey Porter, to Corey P, to Shoe559, to Pastor Tommy, to Thomas Kelly, to the Bushell Creations, to Kenneth Cannon, Jonathan Powell, and Crypto Stone with Benny Chavez. Want to let you guys know, all of you, that you all belong in VIP. That's just it. You wouldn't be members of Basecamp if you didn't belong in VIP. That's just the bottom line. And we're going to stick to that. We want you guys to join up with us. Excited to see you here in the stream, Pathfinder. So let's see what we got. The emojis are ripping. What do we got? And I got the gold badge. Yeah, Pathfinder, you've been around for a while. That's pretty cool, huh? That's not just a, just so you know, guys, the gold badge, and I may redo the colors a little bit, but I may not. I want to see what the, yeah, we got to chit-chat about this a little bit. Let's just talk about it. The upload the badges. Okay, that's indicative of 2 months at least. 2 months. When you get to 6 months, you get to blue, and after 12 months, you get to red. And I may need to adjust those a little bit. Yeah, I may need to adjust those. Maybe I'll add in silver and make, I don't know. We'll work with the colors on them, but I want them to be cool, right? So the gold badge is cool. So we need to work on that. After 2 months, you get a certain color. After 6 months, 12 months, then 24 months, we get a different color. So it's just cool. It'll be what it is. And I decided to join this year because I keep telling people you need a badge. You need a badge. You need a badge. You need a badge. I'm like, I don't have a badge. This is my group, but I'm going to go ahead and get a badge just so you guys know. And the big news for VIP is Kyber. Want to let you guys know, huge trade from the point of breakout. Bam, 20 was that 20+%? Let's look at this in terms of Kyber. I brought this to the VIP. There's not one day that we have shown up this week. You guys know this. Not one day we've shown up this week. This is a 33% plus 34% in terms of to the upside trade on 3L. Another 100% trade on Kyber. All right, guys, huge. Every day this week we have shown up. You guys know this. Every day this week we've shown up, and I've literally shown you in the back where I have provided that specific coin, the top coin, nearly the top coin every day this week, like this here, Kyber. But I brought it up before it was even breaking out after I did a full review of the market. So, and VIP know this, right? That was another potential 100% trade. What is up? We've done that every day this week. That is VIP. That's alpha, guys. This week has been red. Now, this was the second photo that I sent of this, right? This was Kyber in here, but as I looked at all of the coins, I looked at Kyber and I was like, Kyber's it, man. You guys paying attention to Kyber. And we had that preceding descending wedge here, as you guys see that. Hugely just awesome, guys, for the VIP to see that. Bam, bam, bam. We were able to hit another coin breakout to the upside. Look at what Kyber did in terms of the move to the upside. This was while the market was red, guys. While the market was red, VIPs were in the green. Boom. Whether or not they decided to trade it, maybe they were busy. Maybe they're hanging out with friends. I know, Pathfinder, you got a buddy in town. If you missed it, no big deal. But just to have that as an option, and because there's, I mean, how many coins are there? I mean, to the extent that we can, and I do spend about half my time with VIP to find you guys that next trade. And it's not every day, guys. You have to know this is not, it has been every day this week. Truth, huh? Literally every day this week we've shown up with like a 50% to 100% trade. Truth. Right, you guys look. I mean, VIP are like, this is the truth, right? So I can't make this stuff up. I mean, I can't. Not like this. And VIP are right here. It's just been, it's been an awesome week. Let me see what we got. London, if you get the chance, change that to the transparent one. What is that? Let me see what we got. Sean saying, let's see, best advice I can give you right now is never all in. That's right. Thank you, Pathfinder. Excellent being here and learning. There we go. Yeah, I had to pop in, take a look. Glad you're here, brother. Hold up a new VIP. Yeah, we got a new VIP in the house. And some cool stuff. Huh? We got these new, I got to shout out to Pathfinder because this, all these emojis are really looking cool. We got different stuff going on, and we got the VIP badges. It's really, really cool. And you want, London, if you get a chance, change to a transparent one. Change VIP to a, and we'll work on that soon. I need to work on what you're saying. I'm not that graphically inclined. I try to stay away from some of that stuff when I can. But I will do as requested, I promise. Looking at the framework of Kyber, what made it a take, right, was this overshot, right? The overthrow line of resistance. Okay, so we know this component to be just solid, guys, on the 4-hourly chart, just lining up that level of resistance across the top. I'm just thrilled to have given you guys, man, I just feel like telling you guys the last thing you guys want to hear, but it's actually the kind of group you guys could do it in the back. If I just said, okay, look, guys, I really worked hard this week. I really tried to throw you guys some good coins. You guys have next week, right? All the VIP, I guarantee they'd be like, okay, cool. Zero problem. It's seriously such a cool group. They'd all just be like, cool, let's do it, right? Truth, huh? With Pathfinder, with all the guys in the back, from Luke to AJ to everyone would be like, that's fine, that's cool. Angel, we'd all be like, that's fine. Like, I appreciate you guys like that because not everyone is like that, right? Just cool. When you think of like, this is the one difference with like VIP because you think it's like a trade group. Ooh, okay, everyone's going to put their money together and put it in a pool and we're all going to put it into the same thing. No, it's a lot more chill than that. It's just how, if you guys decide to trade, you got to hit the button, right? You got to hit the button. We'll bring, the right coins, and like I'll look at 200 or 300 coins. You guys will too, right? Be like, this one looks good, that one looks good. I'll try and make a selection, one or two, and not every one of them is going to trade. The market, some of them will just literally sit there. Some of them will fail the pattern. But I normally say, like on Kyber, etc., like set an alert along the top. And I just literally mean when I say that, just so that you guys know. If we were looking at Doge real quickly, coolest stuff on Doge. That was just an awesome deal, that rodeo deal. If we were going to say, I want to be notified if Doge gets down to just before it hits my golden pocket, and I would have 2 variable sets of Fibonacci's, by the way. Let's say add alert on trend line. Bam. I want it alerting on the minutes here, and I'm going to put old Goldie, boom, old, like golden pocket, right? Old Goldie incoming for the price action. So that's going to let me know if price does get down to that level. So that's important when I bring you guys a coin. If it's a breakout trade, etc., just make sure you have an alert on. If we get back to this line of preceding here, if we get back to the prior resistance to confirm as a potential level of support, right, then I want to be notified of that. It's an interesting technical feature for for Doge right now. You guys have to admit, irrespective of Doge, just technically speaking, it's a really strongly, I say indicated technical discussion with a line of resistance, right? That line of resistance now, and that line of support to the extent that we have a parallel channel. This is an interesting play from the line. This is a very big discussion from the lines to the candle wicks, guys. Okay, in terms of the parallel function, we've been using a lot of the parallel channel function, okay, because mastering that parallel function is a big deal in the market. It can present you with a lot of opportunities. Let me get into this. Let's do this right here. Okay, in terms of that parallel channel function, what we have to say first of all is that we're operating under I'd say in line with some contradictions that are currently ongoing. We would start the contradictions looking at, do we have any other I'd say interfering lines or contradictory lines that we would currently be looking at? Is there another level of arguable resistance that we would currently be working with? Let me just move this top level. But is there any other way that we could currently define the top level of the channel that may be more consistent or inconsistent with that bottom level? If we wanted to move within this paradigm, we could do that. If I wanted to move this up, this down, let's do this. All right. Now, you're going to find that we exclude a portion. There's going to be a different angle and tilt to this because this mid-level portion on the line in the 4-hourly. And I've gone back and forth on this myself. Just to let you know, any angle like this and an overplay in between your level of support is going to, and this is the problem with your bottom line of the candle wicks, boom, boom, boom. Okay, you've got some vast variability on that lower level. All right, when I bring up differences in the technicals, you guys need to know the reason I am bringing them up is because of the following. The reason I'm bringing them up is because when we have like all systems go, everything checks out, we're 100% on every time frame on whatever we're looking at, right? Then that's a different dynamic for us to explore, right? Than if we have 15 mixed signals on 4 different time frames, right, between the lines and the candle wicks. And so I bring them up so that we can discuss them. And the answer is, if you guys were to bring me 4 different, even 2 or 3 different, let's say, or 2 different, we would have probably 3 or 4 different potential lines of support, lines of resistance on the different time frames, lines of candles. If you were to bring those to me, and I reinforce this, guys, it does not mean that you do not know what you're doing. Actually, to the contrary, it means that you're walking through the level of confusion in the market of how many people are looking at different patterns in play, and you're reinforcing the fact to me, okay, hear me on this, you're reinforcing the fact to me if you're bringing me different patterns, and like this time frame's different, this time frame different, the specific candle wicks are different, the line is different, this top line resistance is different. As I'm bringing all of that up, it's not to just talk. It's not to just point out a level of confusion that we can't seem to get past. Not at all, guys. It's to point out the level of inconsistency amongst the time frames. Sometimes we are solidly within, okay, conformance across the time frames between all the lines in the candles. Between the candle wicks and the candle bodies, we're 100% smooth sailing. So when we get into big discussions like this, and whether or not it's on Doge, whether or not it's on BTC, just be able to absorb it within the understanding and in the context of the fact that that is what is making the trade entry or exit potentially more difficult, not just for you or confusing the trade entry or exit, but for you and however many additional people in the market that are looking at those, or just, let's say one segment or all those segments of the market. It makes it more, to a large degree, it makes it more less accommodating. It makes the entirety of it less accommodating, less attractive, as we have done in the last several days. So let's look at another coin. Well, let me see what other coin I've got. Right, so it's good to talk about the kind of the coin of choice, without a doubt. That's maybe your preferred coin, what you enjoy spending the majority of your time on, right? But as we would do that, just understand as we get to a threshold, at some point it's like, well, okay, there's 10 different messages on 5 different time frames, I get it. Or 15 literally different, 15 different lines of resistance possible on 5 different time frames, I get it. There are key time frames we can solidify the argument, say we're going to stick with, in spite of all this, we're going to stick with the hourly. That's it. We've decided we're sticking with we're sticking with the 4-hourly, or this time we're sticking with the daily, right? We can make all those assumptions, but when we have now there's different. If you talk about differences, some of the changes that we may get on a specific chart. I'll just pull up Near just because Near is a cool project, okay? And it's had some good price action after I brought it to VIP. What we'll say is, we'll have on different time frames, we'll have some things that are complementary, right? They're gonna take price in the same direction, right? Some will maybe extend a bullish feature that we're already going for. If we're looking for a top side resistance, okay, the candle wicks actually push us in a further direction. We're more excited about that direction we're going into. That will be maybe some things will be complementary, some things will be contradictory. Okay, to the extent that they contradict each other from a bullish to a bearish fashion, we have to point those issues out. The more complex that the discussion becomes, right? I'd say if we're confirming the same, I'd say sentiment. If all of the technicals are pointing in the same direction, it's just a nuanced differential that we're looking at in terms of the this component is bullish. This component is also bullish. This component is also bullish, and all of these components are also bullish. Great discussion, right? It's when those contradictions come into play, and when we have to discuss the multiple levels or layers of potential support here or potential support there. We also could have a group of traders that are definitely looking at this potential support lower here, right? Those are the discussions when it creates a level of uncertainty that is just not attractive to the overall market. It's not great to talk about. We don't enjoy doing it, but the process of going through that reinforces to you, and I brought this up the last couple of days, should just reinforce to you, not that, well, man, can we make up our mind? That's the point, right? That is the point, is that the market is going to have a problem making up their mind, okay, because of the differences across the time frames, because of the differences between, let's say, the candle wicks and the lines and the differentiated patterns. That was one of the difficulties we had in just the multitude, as you guys know this, though, the multitude of different. Guys, how many patterns do we have within patterns? Not necessarily fractals, right? But as we looked at if you guys will remind yourselves, like the descending triangle, right? We have the descending triangle. This was just, to discuss it, and it's important to discuss it, and we really got challenged with this as a group. You guys know this. Descending triangle play to the upside, ballpark, right? We're going to say maybe could have completed a touch more. Let's go through the candle wicks. Did we get there? Yeah, we got there to the descending triangle framework, okay? So that pattern played. Right? Now, in hindsight, I'm glad we covered the descending triangle. Okay? And now everyone here can say that is true, because you all know that we covered the descending triangle on BTC. Nobody really wanted to cover a descending triangle. And I did state that during that, one of the benefits as well as talking, at least through the different patterns in play, it's a real pattern, descending line of resistance, a flat bottom support, right? Is that we'll be able to look back and say, well, that did confirm. It reached its target to the upside. Important, or, in terms of the context, we can also look at the other patterns that played potentially on the alts. Quite a few descending triangles played on the altcoins as well. Interesting, not really dispositive in terms of our comparative analytics, because we do the comparative analytics in line with the Bitcoin dominance, right? Chart in line with USDT.D and in line with the different sources of information that we can gather any potentially comparative kind of data sets or any kind of information from. What we're going to say is, like, at least right now, we have this in our framework that we covered this. You guys know this, right? But it was too complicating then. You guys remember? It was a little bit much, right? I'm doing a video on a descending triangle here. You guys know this. In terms of, I'm referring to a past time. I would do a video, we would talk about it, and I know people are like, why are we talking about a descending triangle right now? But we know on the daily, boom, to the upside, that we completed that pattern. So it may seem irrelevant at the time, but again, in retrospect now, we can say that wasn't irrelevant. To the extent that we were on the weekly, let's look at the weekly, because the multitude of different patterns that we had on the weekly, here we go on the weekly, right? No descending triangle on the weekly. Right, we just had a specific, symmetrical triangulation, right? That completed to the upside. So there's two patterns that completed, and one or the other could have not completed, right? Easily. As we would look at the framework of the weekly, we kind of started with the weekly. We got more aggressive. Remember this, and you guys will confirm this. We started to get more aggressive when we got down into the lower time frames. And then we had, just to review the technicals that were in play, we had that specific, that's from the weekly. That's literally the line from the weekly. And then we began to discuss, and I'm kind of rewinding time here just a little bit in terms of the technicals so we can understand kind of what we've been through, what played, what didn't play. And maybe we had some irrelevant technicals. Maybe we didn't. Maybe we didn't, right? Down to the descending triangle, we may not have, right? Very interesting. Down to the specific, as you guys look at the level of just kind of success that the technicals had. It's not a one, it's not a single answer, is it? I mean, everyone wants this one answer, and that's the one thing. Don't prepare if you're a VIP. Do not prepare for this. Is it going up or is it going down? That's the worst question to ever ask in any real trade group, right? I'm going to tell you it's going to go up and it's going to go down. That's it, right? Be prepared for moving in either direction. I told people before the pour down yesterday, 2.5% or 2 to 3% of BTC, about 3%, shy of 3. I told them the analogy I put together is I said, imagine that your car has a flat tire every day. You would make sure and have a spare tire, right? You would make sure and have an extra tire on board, right? I said that to the VIP. You guys in the back know that I wrote that in. And I said, your lower targets are your spare tires, and expect a flat tire in the market. And not just for the 3% pour down, et cetera, but it did help. But just to understand, that's the mindset you have to go into. Expect the difficulty in terms of like the flat tire. Just expect it. Have the backup with you. Don't be overexposed to the point where it is a overall loss. It has to be coming to you in a way that you've strategized to compute for gain. Okay, it just has to. And if you're still on that, no, I want to maximize this. I have to, roll into this heavy. I'll say before you get there, book 10 trades in a row. Book 10 trades in a row. That's my challenge to you. Okay? If you don't think you can, I'll try and help you get there. Okay? Book 10 trades in a row. Then get a little heavier with it. Okay? But I'm going to tell you, always have the backup heavy reserve capital. Always have, 5, 10 times down. Always have that. But book 10 trades in a row. And what you'll start, realizing is, real early on, you'll get into one trade that doesn't go the right way. Well, maybe you'll have a target underneath, a backup target, like that spare tire, right? Expect a flat tire every day, right? What are you going to have? You're going to have extra tires. What are your levels of the Fibonacci are your spare tires? That's your backup, right? It keeps you cruising, keeps you moving. I just said that to the Pathfinder. I think I said that to you, Pathfinder, in the back. You were chilling back there with me. Looking at the specifics in terms of the levels of the targeting, right? We're looking at, first of all, the patterning, but I wanted to fit that in terms of where we're at right now in terms of the targeting. But looking at the framework, because that's as essential in the discussion, I'll say, the targets are essentially frameworked in the discussion as like this pull-up feature. Once we became more aggressive, the first thing to do, right, in terms of this from the lower time frames, we've covered the descending triangle. We've covered this, the weekly, right, that internalized triangle. I'm going to make that in blue right now so that we just recover what we went through. If you guys are paying attention and it's your first time, this is London with Bitcoin Spike, former financial professional, not financial advice, but you guys need to join our VIP. We're excited to have Frankie in VIP. What's up, Frankie? What's up, Sean? Last 2 days have been good. VIP been joining. So it's time to join. We got Torque on a week leash. 1 week. 1 week. He's going to join from Basecamp. You guys go ahead and join today. It's a great group. We brought, just to remind everybody, Kyber. I brought Kyber on breakout here to VIP. Every day this week we have shown up with a 3L trade that's at least 50% to 100% on at least 4 days this week, guys. Between Ball, between Cello, between Doge, and between Kyber, we have had that, guys. Very, very impressive. The move to the upside, 30% from the point of breakout on Kyber. It was indicated we had a descending wedge. I looked through 200 to 300 coins. I'm like, I'm going to get this to VIP, and I did. And bam, we went to the upside. Boom, right? So that's one of the benefits, guys. If you're not doing well in the market, then I'll tell you, $100 is going to be a saving grace if you can get to where you're doing a little better. If you're doing well in the market, then it's no big deal. It's $100. We want to make sure that people want to be in VIP. We do charge for it. It's an exclusive group. We have rules in the back. We try and fill in the framework in terms of just quality TA, and those fines between Cello, between Ball, between Kyber, between near between. I mean, guys, we go down the list. FXS between. You guys want to look at the coins we've had the last like 10 days? It has literally been on fire, guys. We have had huge, great calls in the back. Shout out to the VIP. A lot of you guys are cranking it as well in terms of producing like just quality gains, guys. Way to go. Because it hasn't been easy. Like it was a red day, Kyber, bam, right? Ball as well, bam, to the upside 2 days ago. Then Kyber, then before that it was Cello, before that it was, and guys, we're catching them. You may get them late if you're not in VIP. That's what those back rooms are for. So within the framework of BTC, just to review a little bit more, we'll dig into the other coins. But looking in that framework, let's start again just real quickly, just a review, right? What did we start with? We started with this specific framework, right? And I always check the weekly. I know we were the first to identify this, period. Bam, move to the upside. I know that, boom, right? We completed that to the upside, but we became more aggressive. We decided, and we said this legitimately, right, and intentionally. We said, as we dig into the lower time frames with more price action indicated, right? Less consolidated price action. We knew we were becoming more aggressive on this exterior instead of that interior, that blue triangulation from the weekly, right? Instead of that symmetrical triangulation, that coil, they call it a coil, right? The support, resistance, right? That we were becoming more aggressive. I told you guys this was excluded, that support to resistance function, the cross trend line, right? We're currently underneath that. That's a bit troubling. Now, USDT.D chart has some interesting framework to look at on this. If you guys have looked at the USDT.D, that's tether dominance. That's people going to tether USDT, all right? It has a line of interaction on it that is very interesting to look at in the context of this. I'll just state that for now. VIP probably know what I'm talking about. It has danced along this line here. Okay, it's danced along that line. Just pay attention. You guys may want to check that chart out on your own time. This looks best on big screen TV, I promise. Without a doubt, I promise. These technicals, etc., make sure you are on a big screen TV, and I've told you all that we will move to this. All right, we will move to a bigger framework here once I'm sure that all of you have your big screen TV on. Okay, we'll step up, we'll amp up the juice here. I just need to know that you guys have it. The key VIPs have it. I just know that without a doubt. Shout out to Angel. He's got the coolest setup with big screen TVs around the house. It's just awesome. Top level VIP. He is top VIP. He's the man. In terms of this becoming more aggressive on the lower time frames, what am I getting to? I'm getting to the function here as part of playing this specific more aggressive framework. VIP, we did this. And you guys know, in terms of who else did this in the market. Now, if you guys are just tuning in, I went on a rant and rave about other specific influencers that I research every now and then, and it literally makes me sick in my stomach. Literally, guys, literally. To have reviewed in the last 24 to 78 or 72 hours, to have seen 24, 48, 72 hours, to have seen them enter in heavy, lose their trade, have hundreds of thousands of people trading with them, and then for them to have said after we've capitulated down and everyone sold and lost money, don't ever sell your Bitcoin. I was like, excuse me? Like, what is wrong with you? And I'm just going to tell you, like in 2022, we do not want trolls at all. We do not want the troll factor of anybody in our VIP or our subscriber base or anything who's just checking in to see whether or not we're competitive in terms of our opinions here. Fly a kite, take off. Not interested at all in terms of supporting any unintelligent dynamic. That is the worst thing I have seen on, but I continually see it. This is why it makes me sick to look at these other stations putting together a fabrication. It's just like an absolute, like it's a loss factory, guys. Loss of intelligence, loss of anything cool. Like, I just don't get it, guys. It's just sickening. There's something wrong about it in terms of like trade. I don't care about the guys. I don't care about who they are. If they want to trade, trade. But don't waste people's money, have them exit a trade, and then turn around within 12 hours and say, everyone, don't ever sell your Bitcoin. Do what? And guys, I do this every 3 or 4 weeks, every month or 2 months. You guys know this gets serious here because we don't want people in our VIP, and we do not have people in our VIP, excuse me, pardon me, in our VIP that are of the mindset that anyone is going to offer them any technical advantage other than themselves. You need to learn your own TA. I'm going to tell you guys that. When I go through these detailed parameters here, right, I'm not bragging. I'm telling you the truth about what quality TA is, the steps and the framework that we went through from the weekly more aggressively on the, let's say, the 4 hourly into bringing up the dynamic along the line of resistance here for the carry up from the support to the resistance feature, the primary resistance feature in line with here. And yes, we had our line of resistance. And I'll state that with no torque booked this, bam. Way to go, no torque. Base camp, hugely important. Boom. He booked that, bam. Very nicely done, no torque. We identified it as a level of resistance. And it's so funny to me, Torque, I got to say this, and Torque will be VIP within a week. He has told me he's going to be VIP within a week. And shout out to Sean, who's joined tonight. Shout out to all the other, all the new VIPs, to Frankie, to all the guys in the chat, etc. Love the VIP badges. Very cool. What I'll say is this, guys. It's just when our streams kind of go quiet, or when I do a video, and I tell Angel all the time I could get 2,000 or 3,000 or 5,000, whatever, views on this next video if we really wanted that. But to do that, you understand, I have to not talk about the real technicals. You guys understand that? I literally have to change the script to start attracting this other crowd that doesn't necessarily want to trade correctly, doesn't want to hear the fact that we're at a line of resistance, right, across the top, doesn't want to talk about the fact that that technically, as we expanded the scope of the weekly here, just to reframe the technicals on Bitcoin, then we'll update where we are now, to talk about the coil function, the amplitude repeated to the top, expanding that down into, let's say, the 4 hourly, from that weekly to the 4 hourly, okay? Within the scope of becoming more aggressive, that carry up feature from the support to the resistance is something you do on every single triangle. Just let that sink in now. If it didn't catch you originally, now, when I first stated it, now you know, boom. You know this, right? You know that, guys. Every symmetrical triangulation, as we became more aggressive on this, bam, indicated level of resistance. I didn't want it per se to be the level of resistance, but being non-emotional about it, I'm not surprised if the traders took at that level. At any point in time on any symmetrical triangulation, it is an option, right? Now I'm saying it, and it seems a little different because that is what happened. But next time I ever say that and you guys are around, you won't take it personally, thinking that I don't want the price to go up. That's what happens. People start to think, well, London doesn't want the price to go up. That's literally the kind of the feedback that I get, is that it's not, you don't want the price to go up. Now, I'm just speaking technically about a take target that's very natural in the market. Taking the line of support up to the line of resistance, raising that support function, the parallel support function, boom. That's a take, a natural take, 100% option, clear, clean, fine, no problem in the market. You guys know that, right? So now, as we talk about the different patterns in play, the specific descending triangle, we talked about it, right? Was it even relevant? Yeah, it was. It was like really exactly relevant to what we actually did find. So I'm looking for just kind of a review of the market in terms of that amplitude move to the upside. And just so that you know, typically what I will do is I will just copy whatever this is. So we want the amplitude, right? I'll just copy the specific, I'll copy the triangulation, then I'll just stack it on top. I'll get that amplitude and I'll just slide over the pattern so that I have that amplitude towards the top. Just kind of a quick fix on TradingView, right? That's what we wanted, the amplitude move. We got the amplitude move. Just going back through the patterns, as we also discussed, just a wild little ride up in this zone. I'm going to tell you guys this specific, we talked about the different fan features, right? We don't want to talk about fans all day. That's not really, right? That's not really a pattern, right? Unless it really is, right? Unless it really is a pattern. The fan feature from the resistance. This is what it is, right? From the resistance. Let's walk through this again to reframe the technicals in terms of what they presented to us. A line of resistance measured from the top, carried down. Resistance to what? To confirmed as a level of support. Up to what? The next hit identified as a resistance. All you need is 2 pivots, right? 2 pivots identify a trend line. That level of resistance conquered, okay? Then that prior level of resistance turned into, boom, a level of support. Up and through, breaking through that level of resistance, boom, up to the next level. Then we have that prior level of resistance, right? What the price can't get up and over, right? Then what? Confirm, boom, as a level of support. Bam, up through this level of resistance. 2 pivots, all you need, right? Bam, bam. Here, level of resistance. And we got into some interesting framework with some candle wicks, okay? Some candle wicks started to play. But guys, that's some framework that you don't want to miss when you see these dynamics going on. And this was kind of a surprise feature. We were like, this is really choppy. We had some rising wedges and some bull flags in this area. So we didn't necessarily need to treat it as a huge reversal pattern or a huge fan. The indications of this pattern are really interesting, guys. I have to say this is one of the biggest features that I've seen in terms of a fan reversal technique applied. But we had the fan in this zone. We had the fan in this zone, right? So looking at fan reversals, I want you guys to be familiar with what a fan is. It's just huge. Like it can reverse the price action, period. So looking at the framework, just reviewing the technicals, and always you guys know me. Like what is it? Buy at support, sell at resistance, or long at support, short at resistance, right? And trade your patterns and hit your targets. When I say that, okay, when I literally say that, I'm trying to remind you of the full scope of the game in terms of you always have backup targets. You always are prepared for a move down. You always literally have, it's not a either or, either buy at support or long at support, sell at resistance or short at resistance, right? Trade my patterns, or I'm going to choose to hit my targets. It's one of those four. It's all of those four, right? It is the complete package in terms of the trade game, the strategy that you bring to the table. It has to be. At all points in time, you need to be prepared for a move against you. Like 100% of the time, you need to be prepared at all times for a move against you. What is your option? What's your plan, right? Well, I got targets underneath, right? We spend time. I got targets underneath, right? What's your option if we were to make a big move down? If we could accomplish the golden pocket on BTC, it'd be phenomenal. You guys know that we are climbing a level of prior right now. Technically, just to speak about it, we are climbing a level of prior support, the primary trend line, and BTC is not wanting to give up, technically speaking. You guys see this, just technically speaking, support, right, to resistance. It's just not wanting to give up. Technically, what are we in? As we look at the different framework of I think my pup's outside. We got something going on with the pool. As we would look at this, guys, looking at the framework here, what are we technically in? As I talk about the structured framework of this support to resistance, what are we in? We're in a bear flag. Technically, we're in a bear flag. Not what I want to discuss. It's not real popular on the sheets in terms of what we're looking at. But it is. Could a bear flag fail? Like, sure, a bear flag could fail. Let me see if I can make this a little bit better. Let me make this green. Make this like this. There we go. So a bear flag can fail, right? And it would be, by definition, we'd be in bullish country, right? So just like a bull flag can fail. But essentially, as we're looking at the details here, a move, if we look at it like this, you're going to think every single time, it's like, man, I want to trade that. Anytime we would see something like this, be like, I'm ready to trade that. Like 7 days a week and twice on Sundays, right? Without a doubt. Like, this is a nice move we would just think this is a nice move to the upside. We have a consolidated channel to the downside. We're about to get excited here, guys. Like, literally, we're about to get excited. So, that is the bear flag structure that we're in as we re-encompass the entirety of the framework of the pattern evolution as we treated it without the emotions involved. We are down below right now. We have capitulated down below that exponential 100 moving average, exponential 200 moving averages. We did point out the feature that on the specific 200 flat, we were on the 200 flat or 200 simple moving average across the top. I stick with the exponentials because they adhere more tightly to your price action. So they're going to give you an indication of an uptrend earlier than a simple moving average. The exponentials always they're going to include the most nearby or the most recent price action and compute that more heavily than a simple moving average. Simple moving average is going to take all of the price action, say, over the preceding 200 days. Exponential 200 is going to focus more on the 200 exponential is going to focus more on the most recent time frames, most recent, say, pricing intervals here, the most more recent pricing as opposed to the more distant pricing. So the exponential is going to be more tightly wound and give you a quicker indication of an uptrend. We want to catch it more quickly. Essentially, we want to catch it at the low. You guys know it's buy low, sell high. We want to buy the low. We'd like to sell at the high, right? Within tolerance, if you guys have been watching, right? We pointed out, in this, I had to say, really in this zone, it was like, that was about 61, 62,000. You guys know, just pointing out the double top, right? Clearly indicated. That was Austria, we have to thank, at the top. Then it was China and I want to say Greenland. China, I think China and Greenland. No, China and Iceland, pardon me. China and Iceland with the pullback from China and Iceland on the electrical utility allocation for mining came into the mix here. You guys know in this zone, it was Russia saying cryptocurrency may not be allowed in our country. You guys remember that? Russia. So it was Austria, China, Iceland, and Russia. Russia jumps back on board. We have a little bit of a warfare issue there to rattle up the markets, and the Nasdaq the equity markets have really become an interesting indicator to look at in terms of any kind of confluence or we say correlations with the market. The Nasdaq looking like a lot of the crypto charts right now. So that's where we're at. Technically, we're in operation of a bear flag. All to say, it was a lot to get through in terms of the technicals, but that just rewound the last. Really, it just rewound the entirety of the last. What do we say here? Like 3 months, as we would have approached them, and we did approach them, technically speaking. Let me go through this real quickly as well. If you found yourself overexposed, that's just that's what we say, that's taboo here, guys. Just don't be overexposed to the extent that you just can't help it. You just have to. What are you doing? What are you watching? What are you absorbing in your daytime that's making you kind of compelled to trade more heavily? That's one thing I would look at, right? Are you focused on the technicals purely? Try your next trade at like 10% of what you normally would, right? Unless you have expectations, you're like, well, look, London, I want to multiply my account by 1 million. That's the only, by 1,000,000%, and that's the only way that we're going to get through this, and that's it. And if I'm done, I'm going to come back with an equal amount in a month. That's cool. That's realistic. Okay, let's say you wanted to multiply it by 10, or you want to multiply your account by 10. All right, and you're going to do that in 6 months. Okay, great. And you want to trade to do it, right? Not just stick it in a few really hot coins that are going to go up. You really want to beat that coin as well. You want to beat the 10x coin without double down, right? You want to go 10x on that without doubling down into it, right? That's just your way or the highway with the market. Well, okay. What I would say is if you're prepared to come back at the market with that equal amount in a short amount of time, then cool, go for it. You may be able to do that. A percentage of the times that you frame into an account like that with that type of a goal in mind, you may be able to do that. I'm not going to say that you can't do that. I know people who have done incredible stuff, like 30,000, 40,000, like 16 million. 16 million. I think that's a good that's a good return. But how many accounts were blown up to get that 30,000 or maybe 30 or 60,000, something along those lines. I'll have to check with my buddy. But those are real numbers. That drastic magnitude of a change. But do you know how many? Every time he tells the story, and he's a literal prior pro trader, he'll tell you how many accounts he blew up. Like, yeah, I can do that, but man, it was bad. He talks about how many accounts he blew up. Talking about a pro trader. Like, you have to be a pro to be able to apply that level of leverage and probably not be outlawed in your state, right? If you're trying to go something from, like, say 50 grand to like 2 million or 10 million or 20 million, literally to not be outlawed in your state, you probably have to have some professional demeanor about you, I'd say. So I just laugh. If you guys have had a tough time and you have these dreams of millions, and you're sticking up with the $40,000, $50,000, or $20,000 account, just understand that you and the pros will both blow up your accounts. Not just you, as you're trying to outcompete the pros. Right, the pros are in the market right now, guys. They're literally the competition. As we look at if we look at 4 strong days with VIP this week, understand there are pros in the market. We are, excited to be green in a red day. Like yesterday, Kyber was 100% trade on a 3L, brought it to VIP. To understand, there's a lot of competition, right? The guys we're up against, that we're trading against, that you're trading against, they're the same guys that have the Wall Street jobs. Same dudes going home and trading at night. Guarantee you. You guys think not? Some of them have institutionalized desks at hedge funds. They're still trading, some of, I'd say, at least on and through primary coins, right? So there's 50 million crypto traders, 50 million, okay? 50 million of them. So you're in a select group that you want to win. There is a select group that wants to win. So you're competitive within that group. We are very competitive. This week has been extremely competitive within that group, bringing 50 to 100% trades every day. Bam. That's VIP, guys. That's cool. I told you guys we want to win. So very thankful for all of you guys being around to be a part of the story. We got to get this, right? Just kind of drawing some lines on Doge, not dissimilar to, let's see, that's a 5-minute on Doge. Let's go 5-minute on. We pay attention to Doge. It's kind of like it's just kind of relaxing. Got to tell you the truth. When it goes, when she wants to go, she wants to go. It's just kind of like, it's a little bit, we get overly technical. It's like Doge, you really expect it to be technical? Yeah, you have to say, huh? You do have to say with Doge, do you really expect it to be technical? That was a nice move this week. It was a huge move this week. You guys know that. And we did have this specific, let's look in through here just to talk about it because it's a great, I mean, anytime you can make good money on a coin is fine with me. In addition to the other coins, we talk about Doge quite a bit in the back. We got a big Doge pound, right? Cool guys. A lot of people made cash severe on Doge, Sheeb, and the likes. Resistance last year was fun. Resistance, right? We were toying with this notion. I said, be prepared for positive price action up and above this line of resistance. Boom, did we ever get it? It was nice. About in line with that line of resistance here. Preceding. Okay, this preceding trajectory here was picked up on. Additional framework satisfied at the top, but we are still expressive of this specific rising wedge, the support thereof. Not exactly an ideal position to hammer into. Not exactly, right? We're still on a Fibonacci. We're still on that sequence. As we dig into the 5-minute, we are trying to maintain and hold into that sequence. We had a little bit of a bull flag earlier on, brought up to the VIP, it failed, right? Just looks like we're trying to pick up into another bullish pattern here with potential for either a flat top close. Close. What do we got, a flat top? It's close. We traded one of these. Guys, yesterday, you guys know, the entirety of the crew. And guys, on L Bank, we have that 5L Doge option. So it's no problem. Book 20%, have a little fun. Book a little bit more if she really goes up. She went up 100% on 5L this week. Not bad. That's a huge trade, right? So look at this bullish structure. Want to do something to the extent that you guys are aware now, right? I'll just say in terms of 100, 200, exponential. The 100 in orange on bottom left BTC, 200 in purple. Just understand that when that begins to act as level of resistance, things get a little tough. All right, that's on the 5-minute right now. Switching to the 30-minute, they're going to be higher up above, but they should demonstrate the level of resistance. There we go. That 30-minute time frame. See that just coming into contact with that specific 100 exponential moving average, right? So, and those exponentials are really, really telling in terms of active price action. I encourage you guys to use those without a doubt. Without a doubt. Let me catch up with the chats real quickly, see what's going on. Let's take a look at the trade day and see what's cooking. Theta's up. Freddie knows Theta. What's up, Freddie? Hope you're doing well, Freddie. What we got here? Let me look at this. You pay in euro. What's this? I guess a tweet from me. Spike. Let me check if I got the tweet from you. Let me look into it in terms of I got Neodag. Are you Neodag? Is the only update I have. That is the only update that I have right now. Someone like to tweet. I don't have any responses on Twitter. It's a stereosystem on Twitter. Possible ascending triangle. It's a little bit incorrect. It's perfect on the candle wicks. So it's a potential for a positive move for Doge to the upside. If you guys are looking for a trade, candle wicks have a flat top. Most people think a double top. If you're looking for a potential trade on Doge, we would look at a flat top as being required for that specific ascending triangle framework with an ascending line of support and a flat top. Right, that's just textbook. That is textbook. To the extent that would encompass a confirmation play on prior resistance, it's possible. Keep that in mind. Not a good time to be overexposed in the markets. You guys know that. And let's see what we got in terms of that prior resistance. Really played hard last night. We had a good trade up like 20%. You guys did well on that 5L. Kyber went nuts, doing very well. Near did very well also. And nice to see some different names for a change. If Rose could get up and out, that would be really nice. Rose likes to roll when she rolls. You guys know that without a doubt. If you pay attention to Rose, we did early in the year, and it was just really nice price action. You guys know when Rose gets going, Rose gets going. It's been a while. Let me take a look at these real quickly. Theta, GTC, ETC, Ethereum Classic trying to hold on. It's not going away completely, huh? Ethereum Classic kind of interesting. Not a lot of positive framework in terms of the patterning that I'm just seeing flipping through. What's that? Jasmine. Brought up last night. It tanked. I didn't want to cover it technically, and it went down, what, 10% or something like that. So, yeah, it was a little difficult. Glad we didn't chow into it or power into it too heavily there. Real constricted wedge right here in terms of the implications for Jasmine. Let's look at Anchor. Anchor is Anchor, right? Needs to get some movement to the upside. Let me look at this overall chart. Anchor, interesting. A little bit interesting. Not too bad. It'd be nice to see a few more cycles. That's nice trade work here, without a doubt. Mask, Cody, currency of the internet. Cody, do you have anything left in you? It's just going to be this is where we're at right now, even with Ethereum. Let's look at Ethereum real quickly. Let's just check this out for technicals only, guys. I literally want to check these out for technical purposes only. The mainstay or the primary leading altcoin we want to dig into and see if there is a save in Ethereum. Look at this, guys. I gotta look at this. This is the best, guys. This is the most perfect symmetrical triangulation that you're going to find, right? It was just it felt like that, right? It was really solidly put together. Like, you hunt for these trades, right? Like, literally you wait for them throughout the year. You said that you guys made some cash on it, good, but like it didn't make all the cash, right, that you wanted to. Let's go to the weekly and see what the weekly was like. I think a double bottom, yeah, was indicated on the weekly without a doubt. I recall that. We called Ethereum top at I did at about 4,500 up in this area in terms of the tops. Tweet on that, Sean. I still don't have that. I still do not have that specific response. I don't know why, brother. Please check about that. I need you to do that, and if not, I need to give you an email or something to email me, and we'll figure out the details on the Twitter. But maybe you need a new Twitter. I don't know what's going on. But just the specifics here of Ethereum. It's like, honestly, like Ethereum's just going to quit like this. And the bad part about this, if it were to just capitulate additionally from where it's at now, look at this framework. It's excluding the top line specific. Like, it's so underperforming. It's literally even underperforming thus far. I want to let you know it's even underperforming the natural parallel channel line take up here. Like, literally, guys, it's bad. It's not even including this in the triangulation thus far, and that's almost an anomaly. It's literally, we're almost at the point of looking at an anomaly here that for some reason we're not even including this portion here, that hook in. So it's gotten, you want to talk about tight, guys. Ethereum is proof that this market is super tight. Look at this. It just wants to include this framework from here to here and not even include that preceding section. Now, that's what Bitcoin did on its specific technicals. It did not include that prior portion up and above, but that's not really up and above. That's right in line with that line of resistance in class. In fact, it, to the extent that I suppose that this would be the interpretation here, and maybe I could go with this. Let's look at this. Maybe I could kind of understand the framework here in terms of if this were to be the defining symmetrical triangulation or triangulation, it becomes a little bit asymmetrical if we were to look at it from this standpoint, right? We could, I guess, and understand that potentially what's occurred is the market has chosen this level of resistance here, right? Instead of the 1, 2, 3 hit here, and I guess that's what has occurred. Instead of the the multiple hits, the 1, 2, 3 hit here, it's chosen this 1, 2, 3. I'll take that as a valid interpretation of Ethereum. The other is well indicated. We even have it's just a nice line, technically speaking. So this is not conformed to people's expectation in terms of Ethereum. I will tell you, they wanted more juice out of this trade. So within the understanding of that, what I don't like about this read on the triangulation is it's not symmetrical. You guys see that? It's period. We look for a symmetrical triangulation with symmetrical angles along that line, and we have it indicated from here. Boom, boom, right? Bam, bam. Those two lines in. So unaccommodating is the bottom line. Still, if you traded the breakout like it was, and the breakout would have been higher depending upon where you decided to trade the breakout from that line of resistance or from this secondary line of resistance, right? You could have gotten up to a 25% trade, right, on 5L. That's and this is where we start talking this over like 3 weeks. Like over 3 weeks, we've had like multiple coins this week with 50 to 100% per day It's like, who wants to make 25% or 5 times thereof in 3 weeks? So it's a good reminder in terms of the levels of patience required. If you hit that trade for 125%, imagine that you could spend the next week relaxed and you were looking for another trade of 25%, right? You can go you could literally go aggressively on the whole market. Look for a 25% trade every day. Has to happen, has to occur. I have to buy my next trade tomorrow for 25%. You could do that. You could relax as well. If you chose to relax and say, okay, that's fine. I'm going to play Fibonacci's now, slowly scale in. I'm going to work the pattern dynamics here as they could continue to occur in this zone for Ethereum. And, to the extent that you would say that that Ethereum is not over, it just has a lot riding on it with the entirety of I'm going to say potentially the entirety of the altcoin market. Okay, in terms of the need to pick up here, if it could formulate something bullish, we don't have anything bullish right now. It's just not a bullish pattern. We don't have a pennant. We don't have a flag. We don't have, to the extent that we could qualify this as just to look at the overall framework of the market, because when Ethereum likes to go, sometimes the market goes with her. Is this a nice pennant? We'll discuss this. To the extent that we have a pennant framework together, this is not a nice falling, let me say not pennant, but wedge. First of all, it's not a pennant at all, but it's not a falling wedge. It's not a nicely indicated falling wedge, right? It's just not. You guys know that. In terms of that, we had an ascending wedge feature after that pickup, which was solid, right? But that ascending wedge has capitulated down in through something that's really not, it's just not, it doesn't have the necessary, I'd say, levels of, I'd prefer something in terms of the angles, etc., and even the hits along support and resistance. I would prefer a falling wedge not to look like this, right? We don't want a falling wedge just stuck up and truncated on the top level of resistance. We want it to flow a bit, right? We'd like to see something in line with this in terms of a level, multiple hits along the support, multiple hits along the resistance, right? And for it to be more in line with the traditional pattern framework and the angles that we're accustomed to seeing, not something that's really stodged in and tucked in and barely even a wedge. We need this extended, right? We'd like to see this extended for a real solid wedge to play. So yeah, I see the pattern that has played. It's not my preferred take on Ethereum due to the nature of the angles that are preferred in the marketplace. That's just it. Now, that did not play in terms of this feature of the triangulation here. However, you could definitely look at this, and it did receive a confirmation. You guys see that? It did get a confirmation in terms of that breakout there. So you can see that people did trade that prior resistance to support. Boom. It did trade what is a key feature to recognize right now on Ethereum. If you guys are trading that, and it can act as a market guide to an extent, right? And looking at this specific prior resistance as a future level of potential support, there are a lot of orders at this level. Just that you know, people say, well, will it get picked up? Will it go down to that level? There are orders waiting. Are your orders there? Or do you have orders at lower levels, or are you trying to contravene the market and say, I don't need to buy low. I don't need to buy at lower prices. I have the market figured out. I don't need to buy low. That's good. That's good. That would be great if you guys, if you're in that camp. That's cool, man. Congratulations. Look at BTC off just up a touch at 0.15%. Doge top right. Checking out some price action. Doge is down 0.37%. Potential ascending triangle for Doge on the 5-minute on the candle wicks. We need to maintain a line of ascending support. That needs to occur on Doge. Again, we would have optimal levels of optimal frameworks of angles that we would expect, that we would like to see on an ascending triangle. Okay, and it's we can get down to the exact angles, etc. Just get the look down. Get the look down. All right, before you do anything, just start to get the look down. Okay, in terms of the pattern formations, etc. You have your diagrams, etc. We can go through the 45-degree angles, the 30-degree, 33% angles, etc. Let me look at this. These details here. I don't see it. Equity markets doing well. Interesting CPI on equity markets. Yeah, 50% drop. I don't look at the whatever channel that is that you picked up off of some other station, bro. I'm sorry, Sean, I don't. Whatever you picked up on another station, I don't look at it. Get your book, get your New York Institute of Finance book. To the extent that you find it in there, that trash talk, bro. Just in terms of that, I don't want to trash talk about everybody, but I just I don't. I see these people and I just delete them. Some people will send me something as kind of a joke. Angel will send me TA from somebody else, and I'll look at it like he just calls them dodo birds. Angel's been around for 10 plus years in the market in Bitcoin. There's a reason he's at the top of the station. He bought it at $7.79, and he sends me this stuff sometimes. We just laugh at it. It's just like, this is awful. He's like, he calls them dodos. Like, these people are just dodos. Like, if you're newer in crypto, and most people are, Angel's been around for 10 years. There's a reason he's at the top of this channel. I promise you. Right? It's just because you don't want you don't want that stink in terms of the whatever they're trying to throw at us. It's just I can't watch that stuff. There we go. Matic 88 ETH AVAX VeChain were biggest holdings. There we go. Let's see, learn more from gaming, and you lean more towards gaming and metaverse. Okay, good. So you guys are just chatting in that deal. Very, very cool. Path, you guys are going to get along well. That's cool. Sean, yeah, you got some good stuff to add in terms of equities, etc. The 50% drop on 5-day. It's good to see you guys. Let's see. It turned out a 5-day. If history repeats itself, we'll see a 50% drop. Sean, I know who you picked that up, and if you bring more TA in this group from another group, okay, I review the other TA guys. If you bring more TA in this group from somebody else, you will get kicked out of VIP. And I am telling you that. If you repeat and I'm going to know it, brother. I have people researching this, literally, in terms of other groups. If you bring TA into this group from another TA group, I will kick you out of VIP. I spent all the beginning of the stream talking about the fact that I literally have just reviewed channels that wasted people's money, and after they wasted their money, turned around and told them, oh, you should have held your Bitcoin. Hundreds of thousands of people. And if I lose subscribers, etc., right now, that's fine. I do not care. Go find the other channels. That's not our purpose here. Sean, warning. Period. Deal? And I'm serious as a heart attack, brother. Do not bring other trash in here that's going to cost VIP money. Period. If you learned it on another channel that you picked up for free, get a book, brother. Get a New York Institute of Finance book and defend yourself. Don't repeat trash you find on the internet. It's not VIP. It is not VIP. Deal? Man up, get a book, send a Twitter, don't have a notification at all. Get it done the right way. Today is the wrong day to cross me, brother. I'll tell you that. Deal? I've just spent 20, 30, 40 minutes talking about a dude who just wasted everybody's Bitcoin on a bad trade, and then after he says, oh, remember and don't ever sell your Bitcoin. Today is not the right day to cross me. You're welcome in VIP, but not to the extent that you're going to do this. And now you're interrupting. Just look at the number of people right now that are dropping out of the chat. They're dropping out of the stream. All right? I'm going to end it there, Sean. Don't you ever do that to me again. And I know it's no fun to hear this stuff. I do not appreciate people repeating other trash TA to my guys, to my VIP. All right? Just don't appreciate it. And I just hit the chat button 15 times. Whoever I deleted there, if I deleted you, Path, or whoever else, this is not a place to repeat stuff, cheap stuff you find on the internet. I will cease the stream if you ever bring up, or anybody ever brings up other trash that you find on another stream. You're gone. All right? That's it. YouTube, that is the policy, because I see so many people losing money, and it frustrates me. And Sean, you better get your act together, and we will talk about if you want to be VIP. If you just want to repeat other trash, it's not going to work. Guys, I'll be in the back with VIP. You guys know this. Sorry to get upset. I've just featured this and focused on this the entirety of the stream. And Sean, wrong day to cross me. Just wrong day to cross me. I don't appreciate other TA being brought into the mix. I just don't appreciate it. I don't want to defend it. I don't want to discuss. I hope you appreciate the work I'm doing and the VIP is doing. Period. I'll be in the back with the VIP. Sean, you're not in the VIP back rooms yet. You haven't texted me. You haven't done anything in terms of anything. It's just a wrong deal. You want people to go look that up? I mean, you want people to go look that up? Sean? No, you're not reading about it as an indicator. You don't lie. Don't defend yourself. I'm telling you not to defend yourself. That's just it. Okay, guys. Be good, be cool. Appreciate the work we do here. I'm going to tell you, it's the top level TA. If you want to go find some of the trash TA on some of the deal, go get it, man. Go get it. Don't tell my group what's going to happen with TA from other people's trash TA. When they're going to turn around like they just did, and I'm not going to call out specific names, but they turn around after they lead people into bad trades, and then they tell them, oh, don't ever do what you just did. I'm just not game for that, guy. I work too hard. How long have we been streaming right now? How long have we been streaming for this just to come up? For 2 hours and 29 minutes of me just running my mouth so that you, Sean, can show up and tell people, oh, by the way, this is someone else's from some other channel that they're saying that this is going to happen. Dude, get with it. I'm a former financial professional, Harvard Business School, Duke University, okay, Sean? You know, no lost love here. Check it, yeah? I mean, Priv Hedge Fund, okay? So, non-SEC, etc. But guys, just keep it together. Do your own TA. Most important thing you can do in the market is do your own TA. Be able to defend yourself. Don't watch another. I just can't even tell people to the point where they'll listen. If you're watching a different TA video, a YouTube TA video or something else for free, okay, and the guy's changing his opinion every 10 or 20 minutes, if he's not encouraging you to have heavy reserve capital, if he's not encouraging you to have any kind of money management principles whatsoever in terms of not being overexposed in your trade, then I'll just tell you, if you like that stuff and you want to lose money, don't bring the opinions here. We don't care about them. We don't want to hear them. We want positive, upbeat people who are framed around technicals. That's who we have in our group, okay? And that's what we try and instill each and every day. So I spend 2 hours streaming with you guys is to reinforce and try and bring the guys together that want to have solid TA. Let's see. No Torque saying, I left this stream as I'm doing stuff around the house. I was here for the spiciness. Yeah, it's just, it's a continual frustration of being in this segment of the market, and I just shouldn't. I just can't. I can't put it past people, and I just we have brand new people. I got to tell you, we have brand new VIP. Like Frankie's a brand new VIP. He doesn't need to hear that crap. Honestly, he doesn't need to hear about whatever channel and this and that you picked up for somebody else. He doesn't need to hear that at all. Period. Don't disrupt the VIP. It is a no-no around here. A VIP is an exclusive club, so that you guys know that. And it comes with the privileges of direct interaction, and those privileges can be excluded. They can be dropped in a second. Don't pick up your TA where somebody else wants to drop you off on our front doorstep or your own front doorstep after losing all your trades. We have phenomenal traders. One thing about London, don't bring other people's TA here. Yeah, don't. Zero tolerance for it, and I won't. And the only thing I'll say is I will stop this stream, and I'll do this for this reason, because I want to go spend time with the real VIPs. And VIPs don't sit here and pull up, guys, a different, like Angel will say, and this is his words, he says they're dodos. Literally, he's been around for 10 years. He's seen these guys come and go. He's seen them lose people's money for 10 years. That's why he's at the top. Period, guys. Just period. So I'm going to, hats off to Angel. I'm gonna go call Angel, and I'm gonna go chit chat with him a little bit and see how he's doing. Make up a video for him. I'm gonna make some videos for VIP, and the VIP who know me like this is not good. But Torque, that's one reason we want you in the back like stat. I'm excited about you joining in the next week. Exciting for any other VIPs. And just understand, guys, when I say no other TA, it's because it's not solidly founded. It's not solidly founded. I don't want you guys losing money off of someone else's idea that you heard from someone else's idea. Man, we have too much of a success record, guys. We just have way too much success record. And it's one of those things, huh? It's one of those things. And like I can say it 50 times and someone will just do it. I'm like, dude, what? Like, come on, guys. You're better than that. Do your own TA. If you're incapable of doing your own TA, you sure prove it when you bring us someone else's idea. And I doubt, if you're listening to their TA, I doubt they're capable of doing it either, right? I'm just going to say that, guys, because if you can't do your own TA, you're incapable of even creating the dynamic to even judge someone else's TA. Do your own TA. Do your own TA. I promise you guys will benefit from it. That's all I want in 2022 is for you guys to be number one, period. You guys know that. I'll repeat this. This week, we literally had between Ball, between Cello, between Kyber, between Doge, we had 4 days of trades between 50 and 100% on 3 or 5L. Boom. Every day this week. Okay, every day this week, VIP had huge trades. All right. So we're going to keep doing what we're doing because we know that it works. My level of tolerance is 0 for people who want to repeat other people's ideas and slough them off to our VIP because we're better than that. When we have been better than that, we'll always be better than that. So, and I want you guys to be well taken care of in terms of your TA, in terms of how the market treats you. But if you show up complaining on our door and you're losing, and you start repeating what other people have told you to trade, and they've helped you lose, and you keep repeating what they say, you're going to keep losing. And that's not going to happen around here because our VIP win. We have huge success stories. Who's on the bottom right? Josh, $1 million champ. He didn't go to other TA. He literally wrote a letter to me and said, London, I did everything that you brought up. I listened to every stream you streamed, and I applied every single thing that you said, and I made $1 million last year. Period. That's exactly what he said. And, you say, well, out of 200 or 300 people, you're bound to have someone like that. Yo, not quite. How many people did I put up to $1 million challenge, guys? Josh was one of 3 people. That's it in 2021. How many people made the $1 million challenge that I put up to the challenge? One is still in process, and one changed their trading technique to a different, I'd say a different trading setup. Out of the 3, 2 completed it. 2 people made the $1 million out of the 3 people that were put up to a challenge. 2 out of 3. That's not bad. That's not, oh, sure, out of 1 million people, you're going to, out of 200, or 1,000 people or 200,000 people, you're bound to have 1 or 2 that are going to make $1 million. No, that's me specifically interfacing with people and $1 million challenge to you. Let's do this. All right. So, we're just a different group, and I try and maintain that. Try and let you guys know I appreciate you being here. It's not always roses, right? It's not a primrose path. This is not an easy group to be around. It just is not. We demand excellence, right? And we demand respect, as Angel says, because we earn respect. And in this market, he has and I have to not be insulted by other people, right? Don't defend yourself, okay? Get past it. If you've been losing with other channels, that's what VIP is for. But it's not for you to repeat other things that you've learned that have caused you to lose. Just bear that in mind. Figure out a way to Twitter me. We'll discuss it, and we may need to talk about it. But it's a real sensitive issue with Angel and me and everything else, because Angel's been around for 10 years. 10 years in crypto. He's seen all this other crud. He's seen it all. It's just we just don't have tolerance for it, guys. It's just people get if you're going to go lose a bunch of money, it's not going to be, it's not going to be around me. I'm going to say that. It's going to be with the proper principles, covering your position, never being overexposed, buy it, support, sell it, resistance, guys, fundamentals of technical analysis. Really easy. So let me go make some videos for the VIP. I think we'll have a better time me hanging out with VIP because I know that they're doing their TA. They're capable of it. And that's all I want around me are people that are capable of it, or the people that want to learn to be capable of it, who want to be able to defend their positions and their trades and have a bunch of success in 2022. And I know you guys can, and that's what I'm just going to demand of myself is creating the environment for you guys to all be successful, period, right? And that's what I'm going to create for you guys, and I want you to create for me just the best traders that you can absolutely become, guys. That's the absolutely just what I say, guys. That's just it. So let me go. Let me go have a Cohiba and make some videos, chill out, and we'll talk soon. And you guys have a good night. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. No more of that. No more of that. You got a VIP badge next to you. Don't ever mention anybody else TA and sell the group on some shenanigans, sideshow Bob stuff. We don't want that here. Angels deserves more credit than that. So do I. So does every person that's on the bottom of that screen that's flashing up, including Luke right now, including just each and every person that flashes up there. We just demand better than that. And anyone who joins, that's what you will be getting. Right, is top shelf TA. We don't mince words about it. I just do not tolerate other people's like Freddie there. Ask Freddie about it. Just ask him about it. And so you guys